We have to remind you to choose you first, because we did too. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Now's the time for a great deal of new home. It's time to take a look at
Over there.
with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelly Group of best value brand. Right now, you can get a $399 per month lease on a 2025 Pilot all-wheel drive Sport. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Toyota.
5
In
minutes.
spring, Toyota's adrenaline-pumping lineup is ready for you. Toyota, let's go places. No T-ball is ready to go. By City, for each Mets home run at City Field, City will donate $2,000 to No Kid Hungry. By Spectrum,
What up, Ed?
architecture
How are you,
built
man?
for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. We'll dress for the weather, too. And by Infinity, experience the Infinity lineup at your local retailer today. I mean, T-ball has turned into youth soccer. This is something out of the Three Stooges. It's fantastic. Just move toward the ball, boys.
I think we have to work a little bit on the bat velocity.
That is the Maywood Rochelle Park T-ball team on opening day. First 15,000 fans at tomorrow's game will receive a 2025 schedule picture frame. Compliments of Apple Bank. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. That brings us to the Audi electrifying play of the week. It came yesterday. We had Pete Alonso connected for his third home run in the last 4 games, going the other way for a 2-run shot that gave the Mets a lead they would never relinquish.
You guys ready for tonight?
5-0 home opener victory over the Blue Jays here yesterday.
Yeah, I had to get a screen. I had to get some screens. Everything's good though. Everything's good.
Griffin Canning getting set to take
Thomas,
the mound in
what's
his
up,
City
Thomas?
Connect uniform. First pitch.
Man, I haven't seen you in a minute. Thomas, I hope you're doing good. Damn it. Song in the background. A little bit more. So you guys can see me. I'm doing well, Michael. How are you? Happy Saturday. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Excuse me. First pitch is 2 minutes. As far as I know, this game is starting at 7:10 regular time. A little bit of rain and drizzle is not delaying it, so according to SNY, we're good to go. If you get a second, if you want to subscribe and like the stream, appreciate it. Appreciate it. I saw the Mets won yesterday. Was that their first blowout win of the season? I think it was. 5-0. $30, guys. 30 seconds. Let's see if I can unmute my TV now because of all the songs and the commercials. Yeah, we're good to go.
Well,
Let's
on the
do
field
this.
before the game today, Jay Horwitz was honored for his 45 years of service. Jay tells the story that the day he was hired in 1980, he spilled orange juice on Frank Cash's lap and got the job
listen, all of us former alumni owe a debt of gratitude to that man.
He has been a fixture in the Mets organization, really the backbone.
There's
of the
Lindor with a
organization
young
for nearly
fan.
half a century. Kids on the field before the game.
Yeah, they got kids on the field right
heroes.
now with their favorite players getting
Can't replace that smile.
the
That
baseball.
memory. It will last forever. Well, Bichette getting set to lead
Bichette
off.
coming up.
Starting lineup
Then
brought to you
Guerrero,
by Hyundai, Bichette, Guerrero,
Santander,
Santander. None
Dominguez,
of those
Kirk,
three is in a home run
Springer,
yet this
Wagner,
year.
Straw,
Andres
Rodin. Lefty on the
Jimenez
bench,
at three,
Luke,
but he's batting
Switch,
cleanup.
Hyman,
And Miles Straw, who did
Wright,
not start
Clement,
yesterday, is in
and
the lineup
Schneider.
for the first time.
All right,
in
guys,
this
here we go.
series.
First pitch of the
Griffin
day.
Canning, only his second ever game at Citi Field. His first as a Met, and his first
That's
fastball.
down.
This is for ball one.
My days off for our Sunday and Monday.
25
right.
runs in his 95.
Ball counts winner. No, that's Canning on the mound. 5.2 innings for hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts on March 29th. Next pitch with a 1-0 count.
Canning made one start.
They call it a strike.
As an Angel in
Counts 1-1.
2023.
Bo is batting average 273, no homers, 3 RBI, 667
He's
OPS.
California kid pitching in the
He's there,
cold.
shortstop.
See how he
1-1
fares
count. Here we go,
today.
next
Those
pitch.
pants hiked up and the long purple sleeves.
Swing and a miss.
There.
Slider, good slider from
Shit,
Canning.
1-2.
1-2
He threw that
count.
Slider 52% of the time in his first start against the
Well,
Astros.
he's got a good one. The Mets identified in the offseason that he was the guy they wanted because of that slider and changeup. He threw
Here's
it
the 1-2.
in Houston.
Hit.
Comes in with the
Foul,
Bichette
fastball, third base side, kick
Bichette
count 1-2.
0 for 4
Fastball was at 94 miles per hour.
Trying to bounce back after a down
1-2 count,
and
Bo.
season last year. That's twice led the American League in base hits. He's on
Next pitch.
598 OPS last year. Not what you'd expect. 1-2 coming.
Ripped it, foul, left corner. Almost hit a fan.
Always have to be leery of
Counts 1-2.
Great hitter at times, Bichette, who had a quiet day yesterday.
He, like Vladimir Guerrero on deck, will be a free agent after this year.
That's in the dirt.
Change up is low.
Change up very low, counts 2-2.
Reports that Guerrero is about to sign an extension with the Blue Jays.
Oh, you're on the night shift now,
No announcement
Michael?
as of yet. Certainly that takes an enormous piece off the free agent market after this season.
We got a
If
2-2
that
now.
happens.
This will be pitch 7 from Canning.
Seventh pitch of this opening at bat coming from Cannon to Bichette.
Oh, shit, popped up, left center. Siri's going to go, and Nimmo's going to take over and get the out.
For the first out of the night.
1 out.
Well, the City Mets defense, you can see both outfielders saying balls
Oh,
not
that's new
jumping
chip.
around. in the air.
Sanger is the catcher, Alonso first, Beatty playing second, shortstop, Lindor, and Vientos third, having a rough go. Nimmo left, Siri center, Juan Soto, the 4-time All-Star, obviously at right field.
Right forearm contusion. He got hit.
Next man up, Guerrero Jr., 267 batting average. Strike, looked like a fastball. Counts 0-1.
With a couple of hits. Here's where Torrance got hurt yesterday.
Oh, 2-10.
One right to the forearm and back to back. This one gets him in the right kind of thumb.
Fouling back.
Change up and on the hands.
That was a change-up.
Fouls it off.
Counts
It's
0-2.
You know, if I were Griffin Canning watching the game yesterday, Guerrero had 2 of the 4 hits. Springer had 2 hits as well, both on sliders.
If you haven't liked the stream yet, feel free to do so. It helps me out with the algorithm here. Here's the 0-2. This will be pitch 10 from Canning. In the dirt again.
Another change up, and that's down.
Change up low, counts 1 and 2. Mets are wearing their City Connect jerseys tonight.
You see how
B!
Griffin Canning's slider
What's up, B?
He won't throw it 52% of the time. Today, he was facing a lineup in Houston that had 8 right-handed batters in it. Obviously,
Here's the 1-2.
change-ups today.
Got him.
Goes upstairs to the
Fastball.
fastball.
Swing and a miss.
Strike out Guerrero.
2 outs.
Vladdy expands his strike zone and strikes out for the second out.
Guerrero was very upset with himself walking back to the dugout there. He whiffed on that. Look at this. Bang! Nothing.
Another change up, and he gets him at the top of the strike.
Junior got nothing here. Swang all the way through, though.
So 2 out of nobody on now. Anthony Santander, the switch hitting
Santander, 200
tonight.
batting average. He's their switch.
Right field yesterday.
He will
Takes
take-
inside ball 1. Santander.
A ball counts 1-0. He's
Big
DH
contract with
actually.
the Jays, 5 years, $92 million after a 4
No homers, 1 RBI on the
in
season.
Baltimore, but he's off to a slow start, just 6 for 30 with no homers and 1 run batted.
Upstairs, fastball. Counts 2-0.
When you're trying to transition a pitcher,
Yeah, you might be right, B. He may be our Mets
to more
ace.
breaking ball and changeup heavy. How do you then mix in your fastball?
It's a great question. I think what you're trying to do, Gary.
Upstairs again with the fastball. Counts 3-0. Jammed him up a little bit.
Thinking, because he's thought the
David Rolex.
with your fastball, then you use your
I've been waiting for you to come back to my
change
streams.
how he even thinks about the game.
How you
What can
doing?
help you in that way? The catcher to put down the right signs.
Behind 3-0.
Strike.
Santander
Fastball at 94 miles per hour. Count 3 and
You're
1.
so locked into what you did your entire career. You're trying to change.
How about that W yesterday,
The
David?
catcher, by calling breaking pitches behind the count, can help you along.
Yeah.
Here's the
Torres
3-1.
played his first start. Singer tonight.
That's a strike.
Swing, did he go? He did not.
That was a strike regardless, though.
3-1 changeup, and he
Oh, that's a bad call. They gotta put him on first. I thought it caught the bottom outside corner there. Let me see the replay. First of all, he did hold. He didn't go, but
Gabriel Morales, the third base umpire, made the call. And Emil Jimenez is calling the balls as
Yes, I agree, David.
Jimenez.
all right, man on first 2 outs. Jimenez up at bat.
Jimenez with the J. Andres Jimenez.
267 batting average. That's a strike. Call it ref. Fastball counts 0 and 1.
Nothing to 1 there is Jimenez behind the plate. Doug Eddings is the crew chief. He'll have the plate tomorrow. Great pitchers umpire. Mike Malinsky and Gabe Morales round out the
Yeah, I agree, David, for the most part. Yeah. Here's the 0-1. Hit. And that's going to find the hole.
Splashing its way to Soto, who has to charge it. Going first to third is Santander.
Santander goes first to third, and Jimenez is on first. 2 on, 2 out.
Water in that outfield.
It's so much. It's almost like an early morning dew on that.
Yeah, they just said there's a little bit of water on that
Real fast runner.
outfield. Why did they just not fucking build a roof?
The extra base.
You can look at the ball rolling up the field. You can see the water splashing all over. Why don't they? We live in New York. Why don't we have a dome in any of our fucking teams? I don't understand it. Pardon my French.
Yesterday.
At least a retractable roof.
Yesterday, for the first time this season, look at a
Ball upstairs, or is it a strike? They called it a strike. All right, counts 0-1. Kirk, 261 average, no homers, 2 RBIs, 5.54
Jays
OPS.
have played all their games at home before yesterday. And even though they're a Toronto team, they have not played a game in cold weather yet this year because they have a roof.
Swing and a miss, counts 0-2, fastball at 94.
He's ahead on Kirk going 2.
So Kirk goes up there. You asked me about how do you use your fastball. Kirk
When they built
looking for
City
signs.
Field, they should have had, at the very least, a retractable roof.
And Sanger looking to the dugout. He wants to flash some signs, see what they're going to do.
Sanger looked over to the dugout. He gave a hand signal.
Sanger making just
I
a
think
second
that's just a
career
repeat of the
start.
fastball, if you ask me.
Additional lineup.
Let's see. Let's see if he throws the fastball here.
Santander
Counts 0-2.
Jimenez at first with 2 down. 2 strike count to Kirk. And Canning
No.
looking at
It's a strike. It was a slider. 3 outs. They leave 2 stranded, Blue Jays. Well, he got himself out of the jam. Look at the ball there.
Dumbfounded. That's got the bat. No score.
Mets will be up after this commercial break. Not bad. Canna got out of it. Didn't quite open up a can of whoop ass, but. Did I say Canna again? Canning! Jesus Christ, I keep calling him Mark Canna. Canning. Get it right, Travis. Jesus Christ. You're a Mets fan. You can't even get the player's name right. All my fellow Giants fans. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Tommy DeVito. Crazy. The game's on SNY if you're in New York and you're looking for it. Oh shit, that was a quick ass commercial
His
break.
initial at bat. Francisco Lindor and adjusting the shin guard.
Lindor coming up to bat.
Head coach Jeremy Barnes. Before he faces Chris Bassett, it's hard to know what Bassett's going to throw in.
Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo, Winker, Vientos, Beatty, Siri, Sanger.
City connects tonight. Beatty and Winker.
Roddy's on the bench. Acuna, Marte, Taylor, and what the fuck is
In addition with Terrell scratched with a forearm contusion.
Yes, you say what can make me feel this way? Oh, my girl, talking about. All right, here we go. Lindor.
Today had a double on the first pitch he saw. This time he
Strike.
takes a
Fastball, counts 0-1. Hey, Chris Bassett, the former Met, last Sunday played 6 innings, 8 hits, 1 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts in 106 pitches. Pitching with a chip on his shoulder. Hit, and he finds the hole left field. He should be able to round and go to second. He's going to take it. It's going to be a tie. Here's the cutoff throw. Save. Boom! Leadoff double for Lindor against his former teammate Chris Bassett.
Interesting two fastballs from Bassett to start this at bat. First one taken, second one knocked by Lindor. Beautiful hitting. When he's hitting the ball the other way from the left side.
All right, next man up.
Starting to get close.
Mr. 700 million over here. Juan Soto. He's got a 240 batting average, 1 homer, 3 RBIs, and an 827 OPS.
This outfield generally drains very well, but there's a lot of water out there.
They said it again. There's a lot of water in the outfield.
Home game was a net yesterday.
Did he go around?
First pitch fastball.
Fastball is a ball. Counts 1-0.
Light mist that's just sitting on top of the grass instead of sinking through the grass.
It's going to be more rain later tonight, but
I hope you're right, David.
Despite some
Here's the 1-0.
soggy conditions.
Oh, he cracked it! Go, baby, go! Oh, it stays in at center field. Damn. Out. Lindor's going to tag and go. Here's the throw. It's tied, and he saves. And Lindor will laugh. Lindor on third with 1 out. Kirk is the catcher. Guerrero first. Jimenez second. Bo, short. Wagner. Third base. He's the rookie. In the outfield for Toronto. Rodin left. Straw center. George Springer, 4-time All-Star at right. Pete Alonso coming up to bat. Laughing Lindor. Laughing Lindor. All right, so Polar Bear, for the first time today, 292 batting average. He ripped one foul, third base side. He's got 3 home runs on the season, 10 RBIs, 1,183 OPS for our first baseman, Pete Alonso. Here's the 0-1. This will be pitch 6 from Bassett. And what happened? You gotta take a second. All right, here we go.
3 home runs in the last 4 games to
Here's the
Rays
pitch.
to win 10 runs. First
Down.
ever with 3 homers and 10
Look like a low
RBIs to the team's
fastball
first
counts 1-1.
games of the year.
Bassett takes a deep breath on the mound.
Nice to me to have the infield in against the Mets' hottest hitter.
Seems like everybody plays the infield.
It's got to be an algorithm, but still.
Here's the 1-1. Alonso rips one. He breaks his bat. And it goes foul, third base side. Damn.
Lindor had to hop back to
Lindor had to hop back to the bag. He almost got hit by the freaking. Look at the bat. The bat went all the way up. Look at this. Watch this. The bat went flying.
Bassett is pounding him in. Bassett is such an
The bat went
pitcher. You saw what Pete
almost
did
towards
on
right
the
field.
fastball for a 2-run homer yesterday. How does he counter? By pitching inside.
Counts 1 and 2.
Return to City Field one prior
Bassett again, taking his time, taking a deep breath.
That was 2 years ago. He went 7 2/3 of shutout ball. And beat the Mets.
Pete Alonso back in the box.
23. He's back with a new bat.
Got his new bat here.
In his career against Bassett.
Upstairs.
It's too high.
Change up too high. Counts 2-2.
Most wins since the start of 2021. Chris Bassett's right in that mix. 15 wins for the Mets at 22. 16 wins for the Jays at 23. Last year finished 10-14 with an ERA over 4.
2-2.
And Alonso
Outside.
takes a fastball just off the plate. That's how good
Full count for Alonso.
is feeling right now. His takes have been spectacular.
1 for 9 to start this season.
Alonso's going to use a
6
timeout.
for 15 since with 3 home runs.
Ball ends up to an 1183 OPS starting the night. Full count to Alonso. Nemo on deck. Lindor at third and 1 out. And the
Oh, he got him with the curveball. Struck out Alonso out.
from Chris Bassett.
He bit on it.
And it followed Alonso for the second.
2 outs.
Each pitch is not in a vacuum. Threw so many fastballs in, they tried to dot him away and just missed, and he pulled the string on this curveball. So there's no way
He got him to
could
bite.
stay back, despite probably seeing that pitch thrown many times at first base where Bassett was.
Next man up.
So
Nemo.
the infield could drop back with the exception of Wagner at
He's got a 259 batting average. Ripped one foul and back.
Fouls off the first pitch. Cutter nothing at 1.
That was the cutter. Nemo, 2 home runs. 4
4
RBIs, 829 OPS.
He's off to a fine start. 829 OPS through the first 7 games of the year. Mets had only 4 hits yesterday. They produced 5 runs.
Nemo rips one foul, third base side, counts 0-2.
Acted offensively only sporadically through the early season, and especially with runners in scoring position, hitting to 164 as a team. Alonso unable to get the run in. Nimmo trying to do better, but he's down on the count 0-2 against Bassett. Long lead for Lindor at third.
Upstairs. Cutter up again. He's missing with his cutter. Bassett. Counts 1-2. Jesse Winker on deck if we get there.
Since Wagner is playing so deep, if that curveball ends up in the dirt and gets away from Cook at all, he should be able to beat Bassett to the plate.
Here's the 1-2. Lindor leading off on third base. This will be pitch 14 from Chris.
Coming to Nimmo.
Low.
And that was missed just a little bit down with the sinker. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2 count.
Nimmo 1 for 6 in his career against Bassett. That's such a glorious rotation in 2022 with Bassett was part of. Max Scherzer, Taiwan Walker. It was just everybody in the right place at the right time. It was Max who's on the injured list.
Max Scherzer looks on from the Toronto Blue Jays dugout, another former Met on their team.
As well, but he's trying to pitch with it.
2-2 count.
2-2 coming.
Upstairs.
Another piece of that rotation.
Looked like he missed with the fastball. Bassett's like they had missed. Full count for Nimmo.
He's got a 4-0 lead over the Rays in Texas.
The Verlander only got into the 3rd inning last night in San Francisco.
Here we go, boys. Full count.
3-2 Nimmo with Winker on deck.
Nimmo rips one and it rolls up
Jimenez comes in to
second. Base the first. He's out.
No score after 1.
All right. That's the end of 1 inning. I'm going to go grab something real quick. I'll be back for the top of the 2nd. In the meantime, if you want, you can subscribe to the channel and help your boy out. All right, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's George Springer up at bat. 440 average, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, over 1,200 for his OPS.
OPS, that'll hunt. And Springer takes a slider for a strike. And
Slider, counts 0-2.
Canning worked around 2-out trouble in the first inning. Last year was not a good
What's
year
up, Lane?
for him in Anaheim.
Swing and a miss, down to a knee. Struck him out just like that.
Figure out that slider. And Canning's got 3 early strikeouts.
Nice.
Oh, this one is a real good one. It looks like it's going to be a strike for 55 feet, and then the bottom drops out.
It's like it caught the air right before it got to the plate. Here's Will Wagner. Wagner DH'd yesterday, playing third base today.
Wagner up at bat, strike, counts 0-1. He's got a 3.3. 3 batting average, no homer, no RBI, 792 OPS.
But he's off to a good start after hitting over 300 in a late season trial last year with the Jays.
Swing and a miss, counts 0-2.
Change up there by
Change up, Canning with a little up tempo here, man.
Well, whenever the Mets were selling about Canning reworking himself, he clearly has
Floppy hit, foul.
Hog.
Third base side.
He bought into it, and I think they also know, this is my feeling, might not be right.
Put all the smoke up
Can make the adjustment quicker, I think, and Canning's been able to do that. You asked me about how to use his fastball differently. In fastball situations, first pitch of the at-bat,
0-2 count.
on sliders. But he's also got to stand up the hitters with his fastball to get him off the slider. So it's more of a setup pitch to his strengths.
So
Down,
his
counts 1 and 2
fastball is his
for Wagner.
secondary pitch.
100%.
Well, I think also, from the outside looking in, if you're a pitcher and you look at what happened here last year and saw the way the Mets were able to
Almost hit him.
reshape the
Ball.
careers of Luis Severino and Sean Manaea, you have to say to yourself, maybe that's a place where they can get the best out of it.
That's a
2-2
really good
count.
point. Yes, and I think with the pitching lab and Jeremy Hepner and Desi Druschel, like all of that.
Down.
Forces
Full count.
more the pitch shaper as far as the pitching coaches are concerned.
And he's new this year. Just takes a little bit of the burden away from Hefner. 3-2 on the way. And
Got
he
him.
struck out with a slider.
Slider.
To the back foot.
2 outs, back foot slider.
So 3 consecutive strikeouts for Canning, 2 down in the second.
So a slider doesn't have to be just
That was
one
good shit.
pitch, right? It can be a backdoor slider, it could be a slider for a strike, and for the strikeout you go back foot. So it becomes almost 3 different breaking pitches.
So 2 out of nobody.
Miles Straw, 3 for 7, no homer, no RBI, 1,143 OPS.
Speedster, get to the start at center field.
Upstairs, fastball, counts 1-0.
Straw's kicked
That was
around the last
Canning's
couple of years. Guy who
32nd.
like to win, but has never hit enough to stick. But he's off to a good start. 3 hits in his first 7 at-bats this year.
Next pitch. Strike.
And he takes a
Fastball, counts 1-1. 1-1, Lane. Strike. Slider, counts 1 and 2.
Once you grip with the change.
They're showing
They are
the
using
grip
kind of
Canning used for his
There it is, where there's a breaking ball there. Of the
breaking ball.
Just that middle finger on the seam.
Hit
Hooked toward the hole.
and found the hole. Rolls up left field to Nimmo, man on first.
With 2 down.
Straw on first. That's the last straw. I kind of care about.
So you can see the change up in the right hand. That's more of a circle change.
Dude.
So it's a kick change as well. And that slider
Maybe
just
Duke.
runs that middle finger right on that seam and just throws the heck out of it.
I don't watch it as much as I should.
Here's Alan Roden, the number 9 hitter, playing left field today. Roden was 0 for 2 yesterday. And he takes
Strike.
a slider on the back door for a strike, 0-1.
Rodin 5 for 18, no homers, 2 RBIs.
He's got 11 pickoffs in his career. Last year, he gave up only 6 stolen bases in 9 tries and had 3 pickoffs.
Counts 0-1.
In this environment that's a great season.
Throw it a first 9 times.
That was a good move. It's not his best move.
Straw is not getting a huge lead. Straw has stolen as many as 30 bases in a big league season.
Swing and a miss, counts 0-2.
And it's nothing to 2.
Remember, Straw was in the American League West with Houston. Saw plenty of Canning when he was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I just haven't really had the time, and I haven't been invested in.
1-2 coming.
That's low. I haven't been invested in anything other than baseball and football. I haven't even really been following,
That's pitched a shutout.
any of the hockey teams or basketball teams.
Last year,
I've barely been following UFC.
Game before they got their first pitching shutout.
This last year and up until now, it's really just been New York Giants, New York Mets.
First base coach.
Counts 1-2 for Rodin.
Mark Kuzinski whispering in his ear. Not taking a bigger lead though. Canning taking his time. 1-2 to Rodin, taking
Upstairs, counts 2-2.
Rodin made the team out of spring training. Rookie out of Creighton, 3rd round pick in 22. Bichette would be next. And Rodin fouls off the
Foul,
side.
keep it 2-2.
Still 2-2. I like that look with the purple sleeves on the City Connect uniform.
I really like this uniform.
I don't think we saw the City Connect in cold weather, so we didn't see as much of the purple sleeves last year. Straw started, stop, goes back to the bench.
Hit, foul, first base side, keep it at 2-2.
I mean, he got a huge jump, but Canning was still in the stretch, so he decided to go back.
Well, he had a huge jump, but he didn't trust himself that Canning was going to go to the plate.
I mean, you can throw over a 3rd time, but you have to get an out. So pitchers naturally are reluctant to throw over, but Straw was not confident of that.
Here's the 2-2.
And while Rodin hanging in there,
Hit, foul again.
another one foul.
Yeah, Canning's got
I was thinking
43 pitches. We're only in the second. 42 pitches. We're only in the second inning.
Is that when I would
RJ, what's up, RJ? Don't forget to like the stream, my friend.
3-2 count 2 outs.
I don't know,
But
Lane.
I think the guy is just thinking that.
Yeah, when you guys get a chance, could you all like this stream?
They're taking off anyway.
2-2 count. Pitch 43 from Canning.
Yeah.
It's low. It's a ball. Full count.
Runs the count full. On Rodin 3-2.
Ah.
Bichette on deck. So now Straw will be in motion. This is the spot you're talking about.
Yes.
Alonso will drop back behind the runner. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat from Canning to Rodin.
He walked him.
Slowing inside, ball 4.
Can we get Hefner to the mound, please?
As was the case.
Men on. Yeah, here he comes. First and second.
2 out of nobody on. Get the next 2 men on.
2 outs.
Hefner's
Hefner's going to go to the mound and talk to Canning.
Hefner's coming out.
And Hefner is taking his sweet time walking to the mound. I've never seen him walk so slow in my life.
Straight away.
Now everybody's coming to the mound.
Stood up this season at MLBShop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBShop.com, the official source for your Mets gear. 44 pitches deep for Canning through an inning and 2/3. More pitches than he'd like to have thrown. And he'll have to face Bo Bichette with 2 men on. Bichette flied out to left his first time up.
Oh, interesting, RJ.
It's just me. Is everybody moving a little slow tonight? You would think on a cold night everybody would try and get themselves sped up.
A lot of times it's because you're wearing additional clothes underneath the uniform. You don't feel as free and easy sometimes.
Straw is the runner at second. Roden at first with 2 down. There's Bichette.
Bichette, 0 for 1.
Look free and easy.
Popped up, foul, counts 0-1.
You have to be very careful with Bichette.
Bro, Canning's going to have fucking 50
He
pitches
likes to
soon.
shoot that ball to right, so he's got.
We're not even out of the second inning.
He's gonna have to do enough inside to get him off hitting that ball.
45 pitches.
Beatty trying to keep him close.
Counts
Trying to
0-1.
keep his hand warm in his back pocket.
Popped up. Somebody play this. Center field, center field. Series tracking out. All right, cool. We're going to bottom of the second.
Again gets out of 2-out trouble and keeps his score.
Yes, and that's the second time Canning got out of 2-out trouble with men on base. I don't think Vientos is doing anything tonight, my man B. I got a ton of love for you, B, but I think you're wrong here. I think Vientos is going to I think he's going to have a rough month. But hey, I'll be glad if I'm wrong. I don't like the fact that Canning has almost 50 pitches and we're still in the second inning. So. Oh, here we go. Bassett back on the mound. Winker leading off. Looks down a pitch. Strike. Fastball counts 0-1. Winker, DH, 2 for 13. No homers, 2 RBIs, 466 OPS. Canning stinks? No, I think he's all right.
Winker, Vientos, and Beatty for the
I think April 19th.
And curveball drops in for a strike.
Curveball, strike, counts 0-2.
Let's check in with Steve Gelb. Steve?
Gary, addicting. That is the word that Jesse Winker used to describe his experience last year in the Mets organization. And it's why as soon as they got eliminated last season, one of his first calls was to his agent, where he said, "This is where
upstairs counts 1 and 2.
That's all in the cards. Please make it happen." He said he was overwhelmed by the way the organization welcomed him in, but also the fan base. He said it was tough to describe how much the fan base meant to him, saying that they're the best family in the world. But it was beyond just the vibe of the team.
Ball inside counts 2 and 2.
Fell in love with the mission of the organization. Winker said that from the day he got here, it felt like everybody, top to bottom, their sole mission was one thing: to win. And when he experienced that on a consistent basis, he said it's the only place he wanted to be. I know you were talking about how many guys wanted to be back last year. Winker at the top of that list, Gary.
Whipped it. Right field, it'll drop. Winker should be able to go to second here. He's going to go to second. Dives in. He's good. All right, leadoff double here for the Mets. No, I don't.
His first extra base into the season.
I got screened for it.
Back on this breaking ball. And then just dumping it into right field.
Everything's good.
Very good hitting on that changeup. Bassett now throwing a split finger and a circle change. George Springer running after that ball almost fell down 2 times.
Yeah, George Springer almost fell down a couple of times trying to track and get that ball at right field. You could tell the outfield is just atrocious right now. Vientos up at bat. I think he's on an 0 for 15.
Hey, Steve, while we have you, and we're talking about
Trend here. 0.74 average, no homers, 1 RBI, 286
I'm
OPS.
probably going to really jinx myself by saying this, but I expected worse. It's not
Counts 1-0.
bad down here. I can see.
That's a strike. Counts 1-1. I don't know what that pitch was.
Not even really any missed. It seems like the worst is behind us.
1-1 count.
Well, I have to ask you this. When you're not on camera, are you wearing a hat?
No.
Wow.
I can't mess with this hair.
Foul. Third base side. Counts 1-2. Looked like a fastball.
Doesn't look as good as it does.
Again, .074 batting average
I can't wait to
for
show
Vientos right now.
We were just watching some highlights from Old Timers Day a few years ago. Your hair was much darker then.
It seems like it gets exponentially more gray every year.
1-2
You
count.
think it gets more gray in the season or the off season?
Swing and a miss. Goodbye,
Just
Vientos.
done on strikes for the first
Just
half.
like I thought.
That answer
1 out.
has lived over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I'll be doing that game, Blaine. 1 out and 1 on. Next man up.
Offensive woes continue. And now
Brett Beatty, another guy, struggling. 1 for 14, no homer, no RBI, 214 OPS.
Times in the last week.
Got a little bit of a slump with Vientos and Beatty, huh?
So, you know,
Strike, he just looked it down, counts on 1. Beatty, .071 batting average.
Jeff McNeil took batting practice today.
Counts on 1.
He's getting ever closer to returning to action sometime in the next few weeks.
Check swing foul, counts
This is
0-2.
Beatty's time.
It's not only his time, Bassett is his kind of pitcher. You're going to see a lot of secondary pitches. I think one of his strengths is against the curveball and change-ups from opposing pitchers. And he's going to have to start putting the ball in play and putting it in play for hits. There's a reason he's in the lineup today. It's a good matchup for him. So you got to make it work.
Come watch the Mets game. What happened?
Beatty called time.
I just come sit over there and watch the Mets game.
Opportunity to get some one
Not
out
your
of
room for
the spikes.
Counts
Baker
0-2.
at second with 1 out. And that's in there for a call strike.
He
3.
struck him out. 2 outs.
Looking. And Bassett has back-to-back strikeouts and a chance for a second straight inning to work around the leadoff double.
Bassett has only 28 pitches.
So 2 away. Now Jose Siri.
Jose Siri coming up to bat.
What we got working there? Whoa, we got the sausage and peppers. That'll keep you warm.
Siri .083 batting average. Took a ball on the outside. Counts 1-0. He's 1 for 12, no homer, 1 RBI, 221 OPS.
Facial hair.
All right, let's see if Siri can make something happen.
If you're trying to be neat,
Right. Just trying to,
Bassett said
It's like Steve was talking about.
he's going to take a second.
possibility of having hat hair.
He's going to disengage.
1. Food
Now he'll re-engage.
kills your wrist. Yeah.
See,
Right.
back in the days that I had the mustache and beard,
Counts 1-1.
nobody had thought of Riz.
But you have some wrist. I saw that picture.
Only in retrospect.
It didn't feel like Riz in the day.
There was no such thing as Riz.
1-1 count here for Siri next pitch.
It's a 1-1 to Siri.
Fouled it backwards. Counts 1-2.
I mean, you were cool back in the day.
No. Best thing that ever happened to me is putting on a professional baseball uniform.
All right.
That made you cool.
They're just showing every man in the stands that has a beard.
And the 80s were great for me. Being colorblind, everyone wore
Whatever,
it.
counts 1 and 2.
Another plus.
I mean, you don't get to GQ unless you're cool.
Someone's talking to Winker. I don't know. He got a hand signal or something from the
Yeah,
dugout.
that's winning the World Series probably helped a
Oh,
lot.
there you go.
All right.
Gotta get it where you can.
Here we go.
Real
1-2.
hard to come by.
Popped up. It's playable. Foul territory.
Sprinted for it.
First base side, and he's out. Guerrero with the out.
And once again, Bassett
Relief.
work around the leadoff.
A man stranded on second base. Bassett went over and said something to the home plate umpire. Probably just asking about, the zone. What he's calling. So we're going to put Canning back on the mound momentarily. I believe Canning has 45 pitches thus far. Sorry, I'm just checking something on my laptop while we're in commercial. Who last led off for the Blue Jays? Was it Bo? I think it was Bo. All right, we're coming out of commercial.
All night, every night, starting at 11, only in SNY.
Well, the grounds crew doing some extra work today. It's been a hard-working day for them already. Getting the tarp on the field, squeegeeing the water off the tarp. Now in between innings, cleaning off the bases. You know, there was a time when they were supposed to introduce bases that did not slip as much, that had a little more tackiness to them, but they did not do that when they expanded the bases.
You know, you thought that research and development at some point would be able to come up with a base, like you said.
Top of the third inning.
Wiping the base off, if it gets a little wet, you just slide over the top of it.
Remember when Bryce Harper got hurt doing that a few years ago?
Guerrero leads off.
Guerrero Jr. leads off in the third against Griffin Canning in the scoreless game.
Popped up, foul, and back.
Nothing one.
Counts 0-1.
His first time.
Guerrero
Fastball up and out of the
struck out in the first. Nothing really up there to report. His batting average is .258.
Through the early stages.
I honestly thought the Mets were going to sign him.
When he was a coach with the Yankees.
That's a strike. And they call it a ball. Counts 1-1. Come
How
on.
much he's matured as a hitter.
He said early on in his career, you know, he was just swinging at everything. But 2 years later, Mendoza said even as a young player, he had matured and was not chasing after pitches. It's one of the
Strike,
reasons
counts
he
1 and 2.
struck out a lot, and he's made himself into not only a power hitter, but a hitter. It's a guy that's going to hit over 300.
So he had 323 last year, 30 home runs. Take that every year. It
Pops up. Shallow right. Alonso's going to call it and get the out. There you go, Alonso. One away.
Territory for the first out. So Canning's been able to control Guerrero so far.
Yeah, imagine if they got that dude.
They didn't have been a problem for Canning. On the other side, Bassett's given up a leadoff double in each of the
Santander,
first
DH.
innings.
He was walked in the first.
This time, Santander drew a 2-out walk in the first inning.
All right, here we go. Pitch 51 from Canning. Swing and a miss.
Santander strikes me as
Counts 0-1.
who is just as dangerous.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do, David. We definitely do.
He became less dangerous at home in a Baltimore uniform because they moved the fences back.
Right, so
30 feet.
but now they've moved him in
Upstairs, counts 1-1.
And in the first game of Camden Yards, there were 2 home runs hit that would not have been home runs last year.
Santander last season in 155 games had 44 home runs. Foul.
Foul ball off the left side, and it'll wind up in the dugout.
That'll go behind the Mets dugout, I think. Counts 1 and 2.
Well, Camden Yards was always considered a great.
I don't know. They usually wear them on Fridays, I think,
Defense
Lane.
is back in left field.
Lindor is dancing it
Way too far.
in shortstop, just chilling.
Different ways of keeping your hand warm. Napoleon invented that.
Straight seat there.
What's it called?
Hit. Second base. Over to first. Beatty to Alonso. Out. 2 outs.
With that slider.
That was a slider, by the way, from Cannon. 2 outs.
See if he can seal the deal this time against Andres Jimenez.
He needs to. He needs quick inning.
Well, he threw 46 pitches in the first 2 innings, and that's obviously not sustainable.
Next man up.
Jimenez snuck a base hit through the right side hole his first time up.
Probably not late. Jimenez.
And this time,
Fouling back. Looked like a fastball.
Interestingly, after he
Counts 0-1.
through the hole his first time up, Beatty is not playing as far toward the hole.
He had a single in the first. He's got 3 home runs on the season. I think it's at 290 batting average. That's low. Change up low. Counts 1-1.
Playing him straight up. I feel like when the times I've seen him play, he gets a lot of hits between first and second.
Counts 1-1.
Well, we got to see him right at the start of his career in 2020.
That's a strike. Counts 1 and 2.
See him up close because it was, 2020. But he was so impressive early on, and certainly impressed the Guardians enough to want him in the deal that sent Lindor to the Mets.
Yeah, he's still owed $96 million in that contract that Toronto took on.
No, Lane. Counts 1 and 2.
Still just 26 years old. Backs off fastball, still 1-2.
Foul. Keep it a 1-2.
I think you'd have to say that was a trade that helped both teams.
Yes.
I think we said at the time that.
Hey, B, are you still here?
The Mets, as long as they signed Lindor, because he was going to be a free agent after that first season.
Here's the 1-2.
They did. They signed him for 10 more years.
Got him.
Canning strikes
3 outs.
And he's able to slam the door on a 1-2-3 inning with his 5th strikeout.
Good 1-2-3 innings. 5th K of the day for Canning. We're going to go to a commercial break. Just going to check something on my laptop while we're in commercial. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the stream if you've not yet done so. Both those things help me out immensely. Yeah, me too, Lane. Before you know it, we'll be there. Before you know it, we'll have warmer weather. All right, here we go.
Hayden Singer getting set for his first City Field at bat. Right ahead, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Day game tomorrow on Pix 11. Our first regular season game.
So Monday and Tuesday games are 7. Wednesday, it looks like it's going to be like a 1-something game. Huh?
Singer takes a strike as we start at the bottom of the third.
Counts 0-1.
Hayden, his first.
Sanger up at bat, 234 average, 3 homers, 29 RBI, 665 OPS, 1 for 3 this series. Counts 0-1 for Sanger.
1,000 OPS.
Next pitch.
It's a good start, right?
Yes.
Swing and a miss. Counts 0-2.
On Thursday. And now getting the start tonight.
That was pitch 34 from
Bassett.
Bassett.
Scratch with a bruised forearm.
Next pitch.
Bassett's given up a leadoff double in each of the first 2 innings. And this
Floppy
time it's
hit
bounced
over
the
towards
bat. He
second.
intercepts the
Can't
shot.
run it out.
Run
Damn.
just in time to get second.
Out at first.
The three-time Gold Glove
1 out.
Jimenez makes the play for the first out.
Well, you just have to have great hands and the ability to.
All right, back to Lindor.
Charge that as hard as you can, and that's why he was able to come up with the play. Good stretch by Vladdy at first.
Lindor 1 for 1 today. Had a double in the second. No home runs on the season yet.
Lindor, who led off the game with a double for the second straight day.
Foul. Counts 0-1.
Nothing in
Looked
one.
like a cutter. He's down.
Lindor, after struggling through the early portion of the first week, got on base 3 times yesterday with that double and a pair of walks. Scored 2 runs, stole a base. Trying to avoid that early hole that has plagued him for most of his Mets career. Only 1 year he got off to a good start with the Mets. That was in 22, if I'm not mistaken.
Low. Counts
I was
1-1.
trying to think because was it the WBC year when he showed up so early and was ready to go, but maybe not.
That was 23, so I'm not sure. But last year started out 1 for 34.
1-1 count.
And
He
it has
went
three,
around,
yeah,
counts
he
1
went
and
around, 1-2. Yeah, it was 2022.
Juan Soto on deck. He's 0 for 1 today.
Soto on deck. No scores in play in the third. 1-2 to Lindor.
Popped up. Damn, that's a shitty hit. Shallow left.
Bichette trailing out, coming on as Rodin loses the
Rodin
count.
with the
He
out.
lost his count. Every
2 outs.
ball he caught yesterday in right field. Somebody needs to resize that young man's baseball cap.
Not much to report yet, Michael. Not much.
There you see the March-April numbers for Lindor as a Met, and then the numbers from May 1st on. Quite a contrast.
Juan
It wasn't really
freaking
just to lose his cap
Soto.
all
How about
the time,
that?
but he did it on purpose because he knew it looked good.
Yeah, that was part of his deal.
Juan
Outside.
Soto, maybe Alan Rodin is a
Counts
big
1-0.
Willie Mays fan and decided that he wanted to emulate the great Mays in cap disposal. There are probably other facets of Willie's game that you prefer to emulate.
Upstairs.
So it's 2-0.
Counts 2-0.
I mean, he had 660 home runs. He could run like the wind. He was maybe the greatest defensive center fielder ever. You know, all those things. He's number 24, retired in perpetuity.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit, see. A little bit.
Less than
Counts
2 years
2-0 for Soto.
2-0 to Soto. And Bassett misses.
Oh, they said that was a strike.
It's 2-1.
Counts 2-1.
Broke in as a 19-year-old with the Nationals. Won a World Series the next year. Traded in 22 to the Padres and then on to the Yankees.
Swing and a miss.
Cutter misses.
Cutter
It's
upstairs.
2-2.
Counts 2-2. That was a big swing and a miss from Soto.
You know, I've been able to watch him at his finest. We all have, right? And his balance is not great right now. He's usually always completely on balance when he finishes a swing.
And he goes down.
Yeah, I got him. Damn it. And he's mad and I'm mad.
He's got 4.
We're going to the fourth. Scoreless at Citi Field. I'll be right back, gentlemen. Be right back. Oh, shit.
Seriously, that is outrageous. Nothing surprises a New Yorker.
Steve, we're going to have to put you on the mound, I think.
The price up to $10 million.
Speaking of the mound, Canning back on it.
Veteran pitchers going
Top of the
head-to-head,
fourth.
both working out of trouble and
May
settling
the
in.
fourth be with you.
Chris Bassett for the Jays and Griffin Canning for the Mets. Canning faces Alejandro
Strike.
Kirk and gets his first slider
Kirk.
at first strike.
Took a slider for a strikeout, 0-1. Kirk struck out in the very
Set him
first.
up with a couple of fastballs. Canning had a 1-2-3.
Counts 0-1.
So did Bassett.
Foul. Third base side counts 0-2.
Kirk again 0-2. George Springer on deck. And then
0-2 count for Kirk. George Springer
for the
on
Jays.
deck for the Blue Jays. He's
Scored in their
0-1.
first 12 innings in this series. Hey, Jacob deGrom gave up a run.
61 pitches from
Cannon
Canning.
Loud took him deep. Rangers are up 4-1 on the Rays in the fourth. First run checks allowed this year.
Upstairs.
Second high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Counts 1 and 2.
I think every Met fan feels the same, that they just want to see him on the mound and pitching well. 1-2 count.
Bang. Hit. Alonso. He's got it. He'll call off Canning and he'll get the out at first.
A lot of spin.
1 out.
At the end of the bat.
Well, Canning so far, we saw him in Houston. The slider was the most important pitch. But he's got 5 strikeouts in this game, 2 with the
Orioles
fastball. But he's
beat the
also
Royals
got
8-1.
down and in.
Rangers are winning 4-1 over the Rays in the fourth.
And then threw a fastball right
7-0 Reds against the Brewers in the fourth.
Pitching decisions presented by Sage, the official finance.
2-0 Marlins over the Braves in the fourth. That's a ball there. Counts 1-0 for George Springer.
Struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. So you see how
So he uses the slider 36.5% of the time, Canning.
Slider in that first start.
Swing and a miss. Was that a slider? Counts 1-1.
The 1-0 change up there.
Oh, sorry, that was the changeup. Counts 1-1.
See his head go? That looks like he's calling it, go fastball in. Let's see if they do it. Yes.
Yeah, they're going fastball, I think. Upstairs. And he almost hit Springer. Springer went down to the ground. Counts 2-1.
2-1.
It was very subtle. He, with his head, nodded to the right to his catcher, Singer, to call that fastball in, and he obliged.
Counts 2-1.
Singer was pushing the buttons on the pitch column. Unlike on the other side where Bassett is doing the pushing of the buttons.
They called that a strike. Counts 2-2. At least the ump is calling that pitch both ways now. Down. Full count.
You would think with a rookie catcher behind the plate that it might be a game where Canning might want to call his own game.
Just remember, even though Torrens was a late scratch, usually this time of the season, when you're the starting pitcher, you sit with both catchers as you go over the scouting report of the opposition.
Might be going fastball here.
Canning nods agreement. 3-2 coming to Springer. And he
Got him with the fastball.
Inside corner. And
Springer's arguing.
With Emily Jimenez.
Be careful. Walk away, Springer, and he does.
For Griffin Canning.
Springer did not
2 outs. That was a close pitch. I see why Springer's upset.
By the home plate umpire,
But
and he felt like that was on the line in the left-handed batter's box.
Nice frame by Singer to get the call.
good framing from Sanger, by the way.
Toronto manager not
2 outs.
reacting. There's Will Wagner with 2 out.
Wagner swing and a miss, counts 0-1. Slider.
Pitch that struck it out his first time up a little further down.
Springer is hot in the dugout.
Springer is the hottest hitter for the Jays and struck out his first 2 at bats.
Down.
And Wagner takes
Counts
the
1-1 for Wagner.
ball strike.
Ball and a strike. Wagner 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. Has a .318 batting average right now. Here's the 1-1. This will be pitch 72 for Canning. Oh God, he almost hit him.
They're trying to keep the hitters
Counts
honest,
2-1.
and then when they're expecting one pitch, throw another.
Is the inside fastball even more effective on a cold night?
Oh, definitely. No one wants to get hit. You come back with a changeup after that.
Ball counts 3-1.
He falls behind on Wagner. Rare time he's been behind the count tonight. He's walked 2, struck out 6, allowed no runs and 2 hits in his second start for the Mets.
Strike, fastball, full count.
Better pitch to hit than that.
I got him caught guessing. He was guessing for a breaking pitch. They threw him right down the middle.
3-2. And a foul ball just in and out of the
Just got a piece of that foul ball.
You know, these Blue Jays hitters read the scouting report from Houston also. They read that he threw his slider 52% of the time. So he's caught them guessing.
75 pitches from Canning. 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He hasn't come back to it since.
Here we go.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Hit.
That slider's bounced along the line, and Alonso can't get to it quickly enough to keep it fair. And so
Foul.
we'll get another chance at the
First
play.
base line. Full count.
Canning's pitch count elevated for a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings. Through 87 pitches in his first start, in 5 2/3, it'd be hard pressed to get that deep at the same pitch count today. Wagner back at the plate with a 3-2 count. And he fouls off another
Foul down the first base line.
2 things you don't want to happen as a hitter. 1, to get jammed, and 2nd, fall one off your toe in this kind of weather. Lindor did it in his previous at-bat and wasn't happy, and neither is Wagner.
Well, knowing his family history, how tough it is. Dad, newly minted Hall of Famer.
All right, full count for Wagner.
3-2 coming.
Damn, fouled it again.
I mean,
92-mile-per-hour
Wagner's
fastball
story,
from Canning.
he's one of the greatest of all time.
He's got almost 80
Young man,
pitches.
grows up in poverty, a right-hander.
Wagner
breaks his
back in the
elbow,
box.
Becomes one of the hardest throwing left-handed pitchers
Here we
in
go.
history at 5'9". I mean, just spectacular. And
He
Wagner
walked
takes
him
that
after
ball
all
forward,
that. God dang it.
And Will is on the walk.
Man on first.
And there is Billy, who we were fairly fortunate to watch on an everyday basis for a couple of years before he got hurt in 08. And he was one of the great competitors of all time.
And I guess all you would ask in this town of your athlete, no excuses. And they never had one.
Straw up at bat. He's 1 for 1.
Honest as the day is long. Lyle Straw takes a pitch at the top of the zone for a strike.
Strike. Counts 0-1. Straw had a
Well, that
single in the
10-pitch
second.
walk is
He's
not
4
gonna
for
help
8.
Canning get deeper
on
into
the
this
season.
game. Now at 80 pitches and still not through the 4th.
Upstairs.
Takes up away a ball and strike.
1-1 count.
Speaking of 4-inning outings, rookie Sasaki had his best
We may
outing
not
for
have
the
Canning
Dodgers
in
today.
He
the
needed it. He hasn't been able to
5th
find
inning
strikes
at
on
this
his
rate.
first 3.
Still doesn't have a win because he only went 4 innings against the Phillies today, but the Dodgers won the game thanks to a Michael Conforto home run. They're now 9-1.
Ball counts 2-1.
Just missed 2-1. So Sasaki didn't get a win, but Tomoyuki Sugano got his first win for the Orioles. 5 1/3 beat Kansas City. Good day for the Japanese starters. 2-1 on the way.
Hit.
The ground, Lindor
Grounded to Lindor. Out at second to Beatty.
The side.
All right, that retires the
Four
side.
innings for Griffin Canning. Still no score.
No score at City Field. To the bottom of the fourth we go. I'll be right back. Oh, that was a quick commercial break.
It's booked Friday through Sunday. Bet on MLB and get rewarded. Stay tuned for exclusive offers all season long. See promotional terms in the Fanatics Sportsbook app. Guys.
No, I would let him. I would let him go to like 102, 103.
Just go inside.
I don't want to go to the dugout
He did.
in the fifth. I mean the bullpen in the fifth. Sorry. I don't want to go to our bullpen yet.
Oh, look, he's still outside.
I never like going to our bullpen before the
There's
fifth,
so much crap noise behind me.
unless the pitcher is really giving up runs. Alonso takes a strike.
Pete's
Counts 0-1. He's 0 for 1, struck out in the first. Has 3 home runs on the season. That was pitch 45 from Bassett. In the dirt, counts 1-1.
Are you pushing them off our show?
No, I was going to say, on most broadcasts, you'd be wary of giving the score of an exciting other sporting event.
Yeah.
These are Met fans.
Yeah. They're here. They're here at the ballpark. Unbelievable.
I mean, I am just shocked at how many people showed up to
Ooh,
a
strike.
miserable weather night. I know they sold a ton of tickets, but this place is just about full.
Yeah, beautiful.
It
Counts
really
1
gives
and 2.
you an
I think
idea
you could
how
give
much
Channing
juice there is surrounding this team.
at least 2 batters in the fifth.
The second home game, that's the one where, the stands are empty.
1-2 count.
Just waiting for the weather to warm up. Just off the plate to Alonso 2-2.
Oh, that sounds exciting, Andrew. How was that?
Earlier show.
Counts 2 and 2 for Alonso.
Just the pitching in front of Noah on the second day.
It's the reason they called it Rodney Dangerfield Day.
2-2 count.
2-2 from Bassett to Alonso.
Down, full count.
Takes one on the outside corner.
What?
It's called out on strikes.
They said that was a strike?
Alonso struck out for the second time.
No way.
And now it's Carlos Mendoza who's not happy with him.
No way. Can I see a replay?
So 2 pitches ago, Bassett was complaining that ball is not down. It's not down. And 2 pitches later, he throws a pitch down to Alonso and gets it for the strikeout.
Huh.
So you're saying
Strike.
that
The Nimmo. Counts 0-1. Nimmo 0 for 1 on the day.
Yeah, well, it depends on the umpire, but certainly yes. And being a veteran, a guy who's been
Oh,
around
you were
a long
busy?
time,
You were
you get
busy,
more
Andrew?
respect.
ball strike to Nimmo, grounded on.
Counts 1-1 for Nimmo. 51 pitches from Bassett. Mets fans look on. Alonso looks
Bassett has
on.
been a little more efficient than Canning so far.
Swing and a miss, counts 1 and 2.
So it's 1-2.
Damn, our bats are kind of quiet.
Chris Bassett has still not given up a run as an opponent at Citi Field since leaving the Mets. 7 2/3 scoreless innings against the Mets at 23, and so far tonight,
Upstairs counts 2-2.
2 now to Nimmo. Well, he throws everything.
So 41% of the time, Chris Bassett throws the 2 seam.
He's thrown the splitter more
And
this
then
year.
the cutter he throws at 20, and then everything else skewed.
Hard to game plan.
His 4-seam fastball, he only throws 5% of the time. Here's the 2-2 to Nimmo. Nimmo yanks one up.
Hands out to
Right center, playable. Nimmo at the warning track, just about is out. Oh, that's fun, Andrew. 2 outs.
There's your spectrum of high-speed pitching and, conversely, low-speed pitching.
So you got to cover, 24 miles an hour or so, and differential.
So here's my question: if a pitcher like Chris
Prediction:
Bassett,
Winker home run. Yeah,
right-hander,
Winker's 1 for 1 on the day.
yes,
Yank one over towards right field. It'll drop. It's going to bounce away. Winker might be able to go to third on this. He's going. He's going. He's going to third. There's the throw. And he'll dive, slide, and he's safe on third base. He's on third.
The sprayer got too close to it. It bounces by him, and Winker's got himself a 3-base hit. Second extra base hit of the night for Winker.
Line drive on a heavy air.
What's up, Joseph?
Water. It's going to dive quick.
Oh, interesting,
That's
Andrew.
what happens to this one on Springer. Could not get his whole body in front of it.
All right, man on third, 2 outs. Let's bring this guy home.
Winker with the triple.
First triple since 2021 for Joseph
Who's up?
Winker.
Vientos? Vientos 0 for 1, struck out in the
Vientos are trying
second.
to
No home runs on the season, 1 RBI on the season.
Last 16.
Come on, Vientos.
Pass it off the stretch with a runner at third.
Logan, leave that alone.
If a pitcher like Chris Bassett appears
Strike, counts 0-1.
today, does he get drafted?
He might get drafted, but it'd be late, and it would be thought of as maybe a fill for one of the minor league teams.
Grimace survives into 2025.
If you hit like Vientos did last year, he'd survive for me too.
Foul, counts 0-2.
Well, right now, he is just not hitting his pitch.
I'm just telling you, the rest of the league has taken notice. They are going to throw A-plus stuff at him. No one's taking Mark Vientos for granted.
Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Like this stream when you get a chance. Here's the 0-2.
Interesting, the first 2 pitches.
Vientos going to use the timeout, I think.
Hard stuff. And he did that in his
Prediction:
first
Swaggy
at-bat.
home run. I will lose my shit if he hits a home run right now.
Winker at third with 2 out. And Vientos lays off.
Ball outside and low, counts 1-2. He said something to the umpire there. I don't know.
Chris Bassett now 36
What that was
years
about.
old. We speculated after his year in 2022 with the pitch clock coming in whether he'd been affected by it. And he has been to some extent.
Outside,
He
counts
has had
2-2.
more pitch clock
Throw over to
violations
third.
than
Winker gets back to
player
third.
in baseball over the last 3 years.
But we also said when he was a Met, with the repertoire and the way he throws, he could pitch for a long time, even despite being 36 years old.
And I think
Bassett taking a second on the mound. He got something in his eye.
Pitches, I think that cuts down on the time, so he doesn't have to shake. Remember how much he had to shake?
Yeah,
off?
Bassett got something in his eye.
Looks like he might have a contact issue. I would know that because I wore contacts when I played.
Something happened with his contact lens, so they're going to take a
And
second.
they got a new one to put back
Umpire
in.
to the mound.
Floats in your
Coach
eye,
to the mound.
so
Trainer to the mound.
that saline solution to get it back in place.
Usually it's on the dry, windy nights, but it's the most trouble. It's obviously pretty wet, and it's not all that windy. Bassett seems to have rectified the problem. A lot of mist in the air. Chance for more rain later on. was able to start on time, and we've played straight through. But the game has moved slowly because both teams have threatened repeatedly despite not scoring.
All right, 2-2 count for Vientos.
Vientos, Florida kid, has that
Wearing a half ski mask.
Bassett, an Ohio kid. Gives a lot of cold weather as his life. 2-2 to Vientos with Winker at third. And
Vientos fouling back.
The slider. It's
Looks like a back foot slider there.
And then you got Bassett. I don't need any sleeves.
Well, the pitchers out there looking at a sweat every inning.
Bassett trying to stay warm on the mound, it looks like. 2-2 count.
2-2 coming.
He struck him out. Damn it, Vientos. You are horrible right now. And he's having a temper tantrum. Look at this. As we go to commercial break. It's okay, Andrew. I'm just glad you're here. Like the stream, man. Like the stream. Mark Vientos is just, I don't know. Should we send him down for a couple of games? I don't know. I don't know what I would do in this situation with Vientos. The season just started. Oh, shit. You have COVID? You got COVID yesterday, B? So today's day 2? I didn't know COVID was still a thing.
Well, the first 4 innings, Mets have got 0 for 7 with runners in
All
scoring
right,
position.
Mets with runners in scoring position, they're 0 for 7.
Cannon's already at 83 pitches, so it'll be hard pressed to go beyond 5. Now, Rodin will lead off the number 9 hitter.
Rodin leads off. Has a ball in this game. I mean, a walk in this game. He has a walk in the second. No home runs on the season for Rodin. Rodin with the count 0-1.
Got right-hand hitters Bichette and Guerrero to follow after Rodin. Fastball misses high, 1-1. In his first start, Canning was pitching brilliantly, and then maybe was left in one batter too long.
Counts 1-1.
Jordan Alvarez, who hit an RBI double, and that eventually was
Next
the
pitch.
difference in a 2-1 game.
Strike.
It's called strike.
Counts 1-2.
It's 1-2. So we'll see whether that has an impact on Carlos Mendoza's decision making in the next start. It was Buto who was up behind Canning in that game as well.
Hit. And it got by everybody, rolls up right field. Man on first.
So that's to charge it hard on the wet grass. And Rodin stops at first base with a leadoff single. And let's see what Mendy decides to do here with Bichette and Guerrero coming up.
Just out of the reach of Pete.
I think they might be taking Canning out.
Be quick on and see that ball picking up more water in the outfield.
Well, Canning staying in to
Oh,
face
he
Bichette.
shoots him in. He's going to face Bichette. Bichette 0 for 2, 2 flyouts.
0 for 6 now.
No home runs on the season, 3 RBIs. Strike. Counts 0-1.
Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Bichette was off to a fast start coming into this series. Said 1 ball hard. Lined out yesterday. And he hits this one over the glove of Lindor and into left center for a base hit. Roden pulls it at second, so Bichette has his first hit of the series. The Jays have the first.
Men on first and second for the Jays.
And here comes
That's
Carlos
it.
Mendoza. So he left him in to face Bichette. He will not.
Cannon's coming out.
Face Guerrero.
Just a hanging slider, one of the few hangers that Canning has thrown in this
That's
game.
it.
When you're a guy who's led the American League in hits twice, you don't miss that pitch.
So Canning is out after 4 innings plus. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com. Jose Buto coming in.
They're going to bring in Jose Buto, our Mets. Well, I'm glad you're okay, B. My mom had it, and she was sick for a month. All right. 2 on, no out. Buto on the mound, pitching to Guerrero, on top of the fifth.
Buto's first fastball.
Fastball inside, counts 1-0.
2 innings.
I got a funny feeling we're not going to get
The Mets have had a pitcher, relief pitcher, go
out of
2
this
innings
inning
or more.
unscathed.
He might be asked to do that tonight.
With the 9th and 10th innings in a tie game in Miami.
Check swing foul, fastball, counts 1-1.
Guerrero is struck out and popped up today. This bullpen has been a source of strength. Over the first 7 games of the year, the bullpen has a 1.40 ERA. Yesterday, Reed Garrett came in and stranded a couple of runners for Tyler McGill. Buto trying to do the
Counts
same
21.
for Canning. On the ground toward the hole.
Oh, that's going to bring it around.
Roden being waved around. Nemo's throw goes in toward third.
And the Blue Jays score 1-0.
Finds the hole on the left side to drive to the run.
No outs and a man on first and second.
4th RBI of the season for Guerrero.
Well, 2 ground balls that have found a hole here.
Well, we knew we were going to give something up here.
Guerrero, ball on the ground. Maybe Buto, that's what you're looking for. Maybe a double. And the runner, of course, Roden is going to be waived. Why? We saw that ball picking up all that water. Third base coach Carlos Fabulous sent it.
So the run is in. Still nobody out. And now Anthony Santander, who has walked and grounded out 0 for 1. Bichette now the runner at second. Guerrero at first.
Oh, shit. Right field. Soto out.
To make the catch.
Tagging and going. Runners on first and second. First and third.
Now with 1 out.
With 1 out. First and third, 1 out.
Griffin Canning, 89 pitches over 4 innings plus. 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. So far,
Canning can barely look.
Responsible for 1 more.
as a starting pitcher, when you leave 2 runners on base, you're hoping that the reliever can come in and get you out of the jam. But you know it's going to be very rare or very difficult to do that.
Andres Jimenez, who singled in the first inning and then struck out in the third. First and third, 1 out.
Ball outside, counts 1-0.
Misses away for ball 1.
Jimenez 1 for 2, single in the first. 3 home runs on the season, 6 RBIs. Ball outside.
He's not fully
Counts
embraced
2-0.
the idea that he's no longer a starting pitcher, but he certainly understands that this is what will keep him in the big leagues.
He keeps a little Seth Lugo feel in the back of his mind.
Well, these days, there are so many guys making that transition.
Down, counts 3-0. Come on, Bluto.
Lugo's
Bluto's a pitch away from loading up the bases.
You know, everybody who has any kind of starter aspirations, if they're a reliever, figures, I got a chance somewhere down the road. And that might happen for Bluto, but right now he's too valuable to this team as a multi-inning reliever. Behind 3-0.
Got a strike in there. Fastball count 3-1.
2 pitches and 2 pitches only in the day. They have 3 or 4 pitches now. That sets them up to be a starter if they want at some point, and they also enjoy what the starting pitchers make at some point. They would like to make that transition.
Hold on the ground, just foul.
Foul, full count.
So you're saying that position above their current pay grade might be in order.
There you go.
You just worry about, the Peter principle.
Yeah.
Advance to the level of your demise. 3-2 with 1 out will save Guerrero's going here.
Throw to first just to keep Guerrero honest. 9 times to the out. Full count.
And it's generally a good contact hitter, but he's already struck out 3 times in this series. Guerrero not going, and Jimenez
Dial him back.
Slider.
Slider.
And I think
Count
because of those
stays full.
strikeouts is maybe why Guerrero's not going.
Alejandro Kirk, who had a double of a time against Griffin Canning, now the on-deck batter. It's over to turn 2 on the infield, but the Jays have already found holes a couple of times in this inning.
Down.
Jimenez takes the slider.
Walked up, bases loaded for the Blue
So now
Jays
the
with 1
bases are
out.
loaded for Kirk.
Hefner to the mound.
Jeremy Hefner will pay a visit to Bruto.
We're in a bit of a jam,
Walks
folks.
issued by med pitchers tonight in the first 4 and a third innings.
To me, this would be a reminder from Hefner to Bluto. Your changeup's your best pitch. So at some point, you got to get to that, especially against the left-handed hitters. So hasn't been able to do that so far.
Now I'll get the right-hand hitters with Kirk and Springer coming up.
And also a reminder, this is a good chance to get out of this inning. Kirk doesn't run well. Gets a lot of balls in the ground.
So they'll get a little snack from the bullpen.
That seeds.
I'll swing back to his position before Pluto throws the next pitch. And Kirk tries to hold the swing on the slider, but he went around, nothing in 1.
Strike, counts 0-1.
Kirk was struck out looking in the first inning, grounded out.
That's Kirk up. Kirk up at bat. He's 0 for 2, strikeout, ground out. No home runs in the season, 2 RBIs. We need a double play ball like this no tomorrow.
Loaded and 1 out.
Right here, right now.
A chance to add to that. Snyder hops inside. And
Upstairs.
Takes up and in. 1-1.
Counts 1-1.
More and more lately, we see catchers not moving around.
Yeah.
A few years ago, it was so common to see catchers setting up distinctly in or out.
Down and outside, counts 2-1.
The most important thing for a catcher was to pitch the ball on the inside and outside corners. How they catch now is south to north. They want to move that ball from the bottom up into the strike zone.
2-1 coming. And Kirk pops one foul back and out of play.
Foul and back counts 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nervous moment. Bichette at third, Guerrero at second, Jimenez at first. And Kirk
Went around.
Swinging on a high, hard one.
High fastball. Got him to swing. 2 outs.
And Bluto gets a big second out.
2 outs. Bases loaded. 1-0 Toronto, top of the 5th pitch. Next man up for the Blue Jays.
For the catcher Kirk in a situation where you think he'd be trying to put the ball in play late on that fastball.
So now 2 out. Here's George Springer.
Down.
He takes a slider out of the strike zone for ball 1.
Counts 1 and out.
Up twice against Kennedy.
George Springer has 7 grand slams.
Looking in the 4th. Bluto trying to limit the damage here in the 5th.
Swing and a miss.
Goes after the changeup.
Changeup counts 1-1.
1-1.
Come on, guys. Clear this.
Canning began. They're going to give up back-to-back hits.
Springer 0 for 2 on the day.
Guerrero greeted
18 pitches from Bluto.
Bring it a run.
Next
And
pitch.
now Bluto trying to put the door.
Ooh, they called that a strike. I think that was a gift.
Strike to Springer, and it's 1-2.
Counts 1-2.
Pretty unhappy all that.
All I need is 1 strike. All I need is 1 strike.
That's how he feels.
1-2 count.
1-2 coming to George Springer.
Hit.
Ball left
Grounded.
past the edge.
Second, or first. Out.
To first.
Out.
Side retired.
Side retired. Good shit.
Throws it on Springer.
Only gave up a run here. Mets up bottom of the 5th after this commercial break. Lindor MVP, yeah, right now. But we need somebody to hit a home run or get some runs soon.
Right field, and a home run ends this no-hit bid. Linsanity! Francisco Lindor ties the game with a 9th-inning home run. As big a hit as the Mets have had all season, Francisco Lindor breaks up the no-hit bid and the shutout, and he ties the game with his 31st home run of the year, and it's 1-1 in the 9th.
Yeah, it was the biggest hit at the time, but only the start of a lot more bigger hits for Lindor.
I'll tell you, you guys were doing the game in Toronto. I was sitting on my chair at home, and I jumped out of my chair because, you know, the no-hitter, the Mets needed the game, all of that. I don't even jump out of my chair when I do the games, but I was sitting there when I was watching.
It was the rubber game of that series. Bowden Francis held the Mets without a hit for the first 8, and he'll be on the mound for the Jays tomorrow against David Peterson. 140 first pitch. Here's City Probables. Meanwhile, Chris Bassett now stayed to a 1-0 lead. Faces Brett Beatty leading off the bottom of the
Beatty foul, counts 0-1.
Off the first pitch, sinker, 0-1.
That was a sinker from Bassett. Bassett has 62 pitches.
Well done, but happy.
Be happier if the Mets could play some runs. And the curveball pulled.
Foul, first base side counts 0-2.
0-2.
You know, this start for Bassett's very similar to his
Beatty
first
struck
one
out in the
against
second.
Baltimore.
He's
He
1
had
for
trouble
15.
every inning, but he's able to wiggle out of trouble as good as anyone I've seen in the last few years.
And that start on Sunday, he gave up 8 hits and 2 walks in 6 innings, but only 1 run. Here he's given up 3 extra base hits, but the Mets are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. The Mets do not have a single yet in this series. They had 4 extra base hits yesterday, 3 today.
Found that.
Off a high cutter.
High cutter.
This is
Siri on deck. He's 0 for 1.
Third of the Mets order against Bassett, who threw 106 pitches in his first start of the year. Not too many guys flew over 100 pitches in their first start. In fact, only one pitcher this year has thrown more, and that was Luis Severino. He threw 107. On the inside corner, and Beatty's
Inside corner, struck out Beatty. Caught him looking. Went out.
Check out the T-Mobile coverage.
Just like that.
Our old friend Chris Bassett doing it against the Mets again.
Well, we showed that he has a 7th pitch mix. He's thrown a lot of fastballs, though, against this Mets team, and then we're trying to retire him later in the at-bat with breaking balls.
Obviously, Siri takes a fastball for a strike.
Strike, counts 0 1.
Siri fouled out to first base his first time up. And he gains 1.
Foul, third base side.
0-2.
Counts 0 2.
If you try to get, as an offensive player, into a guessing game with Bassett, you're going to lose. He's just that intelligent about what he's doing.
He's ahead on Siri 0-2. Fouls that sinker into the ground. Siri
Foul, counts
1 for
0-2.
13 to start the season. He's making his 5th start in the first 8 games of the year. His time share with Tyrone Taylor in center field. Bassett has thrown 9 straight strikes. And now 10 as he gets Siri looking. So back
Struck him out.
Strikeouts.
Back-to-back Ks. That was really sloppy from Siri.
Same pitch he threw to the left-hander.
Unreal.
It's a ball that starts off the plate away.
That's just
to
fucking
Siri,
awful right
and
now.
then ends up over the strike zone.
So 2 out of nobody on now. Hayden Secker.
Sanger, strike.
Takes a cutter for a strike. Sanger grounded out to second base his first time up. Jacob DeGrom let a 4-0 lead get away. Jake went 5 2/3, allowed 4 runs, 8 hits against.
Swing and a miss, counts 0-2.
For the 7th.
This is
God, man, what is going on?
Using the plate north and south, east and west.
We saw it for a full season in 2022. He was great.
Ball,
And now the Mets for the second time since.
counts 1 2.
failed to
Sanger 0 for 1, grounded out
the
in the
scoreboard
third,
against
4-3.
Chris Bassett.
He's 1 for 4 on the
Best
season.
idea maybe to get him out of the games. Time will be called as some fool has decided to run on the field to get arrested.
There's a fan on the field. Gary Cohen says time will be called because some fool just ran on the
Do you
field.
think when they take the dare and run on the field that they realize that they're going to be arrested and then never allowed in the ballpark again?
Well, they never allowed in the ballpark, and also at some point, I mean, I heard this. I don't know if this is true, but between the lawyers and the fines and whatever, it's like $12,000.
Pete Alonso and Minaya are cheering the guy on a little bit. They're like, oh, they're trying not to laugh.
I'm not going to even go on the field before the game with the threat of it, maybe.
Why are they saying it's a $12,000 fine for running on a baseball field? You get more time for running on a baseball field than you do looting and rioting during a fucking riot.
Hayden Secker at the plate will hope that maybe
And destroying property. It's fucking crazy in this country.
the security guard is just getting themselves off the field after
Sanger's laughing too. It must have been funny.
taking away the interloper. Thank you, security. This guys take great care of us.
Yes, they do.
They ain't got new shirts this year. They're going with blue shirts. Can't see it tonight because they're wearing their heavy stuff. That's a good look. All right, here we go. 1 and 2 to Sanger with 2 out and nobody on. Lindor would be next.
All right, 1-2 count.
And Bassett throws one up and away.
Ball counts 2-2.
Bassett has not walked the batter. He struck out 8. So a reasonable pitch count, just 73 pitches with 2 out in the 5th. And now we got a pitch count issue. So we've had the fan running on the field, and now we have the pitch comp issue. What's next?
I think Kirk just forgot about how many pitches he had and wasn't sure about what he heard.
I mean, there were only 9 buttons, I believe.
2-2.
Pitch comp.
Got him. Struck him out.
The sinker. And so Bassett strikes out the side of the 5th inning.
Wow.
That's 9 Ks for Chris Bassett.
9 Ks on the day for Bassett. He's got one hell of a chip on his shoulder for the Mets not re-signing him. Well, commercial. Out. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. Count to 0-1. There's Mr. Met there. He just gave Steve Gelder's hat.
Love it.
How's the hair?
Hair's still good.
What's up, Metro?
It's not even touching your hair. It's so big.
I mean, no danger of hat head.
Count to 0-2. Hit.
Grounded on the right
Grounded
side,
to second over to first. Wagner's out.
All right, I'm giving it back to Mr.
Yeah, but he needs it. He's
Put
got no
away.
hair to protect him.
He's got no hair, and I heard the crack of the bat and I have no idea where it was going.
Yes.
It's not worth the work.
Say yourself.
Now let me ask you. Look, the inside of that hat is it magnetic or something? How does it stay on his head?
It's got Velcro around
Oh,
the sides.
got it.
No, it doesn't. He says it doesn't. It does.
It just stays on by itself
Back to
in that jaunty position.
It's amazing how many secrets Mr. Met has that he can't reveal.
Count to 0-1 from Miles Straw. He's 1 for 2 today with a single in the second.
I hope it was all legal.
4 for 9 on the season.
Miles Straw is 1 for 2 tonight.
That's a strike, counts 0-2.
Slider for a strike. Buto throwing a ton of sliders in this game.
Yeah, Buto is throwing a lot of sliders.
Came in to get a couple of big outs in the fifth after giving up an inherited run. Stranded the bases loaded and staying on to try and complete the sixth. And this is away with the slider. It's 1-2 to Strong.
Counts 1-2.
On deck. The Blue Jays 1 run and 5 hits. The Mets no runs and 3 hits. We're in the sixth. Chris Bassett should be good to go for the sixth. He's thrown only 74 pitches. And nobody is throwing in the Toronto bullpen.
Chopper. Lindor. Alonso. Out. 2 outs after that fastball. Come on, Mets. Lindor laughing about something.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now the number 9 hitter, Allen Roden.
Roden, 1 for 1. Walk, single, and a run.
With a walk and a single. His single
walked in the second. I think he had the single in the fifth.
Game's only run.
And scored the game's only run. Oh,
Good call tonight.
Popped up, play it.
Foul down the left side.
No, it goes into the
Watch
stand.
go out of play. Nothing at one.
Counts 0-1.
With 4 innings plus, allowed 1 run and 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 89 pitches.
Lindor, Soto, and Alonso due up.
Is 2.79.
Oh, you get there.
He hasn't gotten a lot of offensive support yet.
And Roden
hit right field.
Right center field. Soto chasing back.
It's off the wall. He's going to go to second.
Pulls him at second base with his second double of the year. He's been on base 3 times in a row.
Damn it.
So Roden, a great spring, has continued that fine play in the regular season as a rookie.
You know, Terry, you mentioned that Buto throwing a lot of sliders. That was one there that stayed up. Maybe it was a change.
Man on second, 2 outs for Blue Jays.
The plate, Roden didn't miss it.
Currently Hefner out to the mound.
It's interesting. He came out to the mound when Canning was out there earlier when Michelle was coming to the plate.
It was a slider, by the way, that Roden hit.
Okay.
And I'm curious as to why
Brazoban warming up in our bullpen.
Buto, whose best pitch has always been his changeup, has not really gone to that pitch during this outing.
Yeah, you feel that you don't want to get beaten with the third pitch, right? Slider being his third, but you just might feel like
Ball up at bat, he's 1 for 3 with a single.
29 pitches.
Had the single in the fifth. No home runs in the season, 3 RBIs in the season.
So here's Bichette. Let's have used up 3 of their 4 mound visits. Bichette had a base hit in the middle of the Toronto rally in the 5th. And Buto misses upstairs with a fastball for ball 1. Oscar Brazoban.
Ball counts 1-0. 30 pitches from Buto thus far. Always 1 for 3 on the day.
Second with 2 down.
Next pitch.
Strike. Fires a fastball.
Fastball at 94. Counts 1-1.
Everything is money tonight. Line down the left field line. That's going to go into the corner.
That's going to bring in a run.
Roden comes in to score. Bichette hits for second. He's in standing. Back-to-back.
2-0 for the Blue Jays. Man on second. 2 outs. We can take Buto off the mound. Yeah.
Getting a call, a strike on the outside.
Brazoban's going to come in.
Inside. And Bichette just so quick, pull those hands in, and 2 doubles leads to a run.
That'll be all for Buto.
Remember what Keith Hernandez said the other day?
Pick him up. 2-0 Jays in the
From the Mets.
Right back.
Batters. On a hot mic. Piss poor hitting. Piss poor hitting.
How many times he gets back up. Still going for the ultimate prize. Because resilience, too, is a strength. A statement of will. And one of the featherweight's toughest has it in spades.
I know what I can do, and if I land a clean shot on anybody, I don't give a damn what weight class they're in, they'll go to sleep.
Tonight, as the UFC touches down in the epicenter of the fight world, Las Vegas, Nevada, the Medal of Manchester, England is making a house call. A ferocious top 10 contender who is smiting all comers. Undefeated through 8 fights in the UFC with 7 wins in a row. Ready to make his biggest statement to date? The higher the stakes, the more vicious the blows.
The goal is the championship, and nobody else can make it move.
First, the featherweight showcase kicks off with a higher octane style clash as a relentless submission ace. A threat wherever the fight goes, who showed again last time just how dangerous it can be. Sabatini fights at about round 1. Takes on a Brazilian bully who's never backed down from an old-fashioned brawl. A contender series alum who started his career with a bang. Now looking to lower the bull. And that's gonna do it, Joanne.
I was talking to some vets last week, and it's amazing how we have these houses where they can come over because they're in shares too.
Rosenbaum on the mound.
Stay good hands.
This is why they say swing the knob and not the handle. By pulling that bat right into his abdomen, it keeps the bat in the strike zone. And not only that, on an inside pitch, that's real foul.
Foul counts on 1 for Guerrero. He's 1 for 3 on the day.
If you don't
Rosenbaum, 3 games. He allowed 0, 1 save, 1
Not only
OPP.
hit it hard, but keep it fair. There's the numbers for Rosenbaum. You saw numbers.
In to face Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who drove in the first run.
Popped up, foul, counts on 2, fastball.
Rosenbaum quickly ahead of him 0-2.
RBI single for Guerrero in the
Hitting
5th.
in 2/3.
No home runs in the season, 4 RBIs.
1 run so far, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Got the first 2 outs here in the 6th, couldn't seal the deal. 0-2 coming to Guerrero. That's line to center.
Line to center. Siri with the out. All right, we're going to bottom of the 6th. Only down 2 runs. Only down 2 runs.
Home 6, 2-0 Toronto.
Lindor strike, counts 0-1. Lindor 1 for 2 on the
For
day.
a strike, 0-1. Lindor led off the first inning with a double against Bassett. Fly out in the 3rd. Mets have had just 3 hits tonight. They had just 4 yesterday. And the curveball bounced to second, down to Aníbal Jimenez.
And Lindor out at
Makes
first.
the play on Lindor, the guy who was traded for, one away. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by your local Ford stores. Ford is proud to be the official truck of the Mets. By Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. And by HSS, world's #1 orthopedics and the official hospital of the New York Mets. Bassett has been in firm command of this game. He's got Soto on a fly ball and a strikeout.
Strike.
Slider in for a strike.
Soto counts 0-1. Soto 0 for 2 on the day. Little warming up in the bullpen for the Blue Jays.
In the Toronto bullpen. Bassett is
That's down, count 21.
pitches in his first start. He's working with
Fly out, strikeout for Soto, 1 home run on the season.
78 pitches in this game. It didn't go so well for the Jays when they brought in the left-handed reliever yesterday.
Sloppy hit.
Shortstop.
The short, the first, Soto out, 2 outs.
Throws out Soto, 2 away.
Man.
6 straight, retired by Chris Bassett. Former Met had a great year in 2022. Started out his career with the White Sox, then to Oakland. And signed him for just that 1 year before he signed a 3-year, $63 million deal with the Jays. Very good year in 23, not so good last year, and off to a good start in 2025. 36 years old. Pete Alonso
up at bat.
His Gators beat Auburn. But he struck out his 2 at-bats at the plate.
Alonso 0 for 2.
Walter
Strike,
Clayton
counts
Jr.
0-1.
3-4 for Florida.
Alonso 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
First
1 in the first,
player
1 in
to
the
have
fourth,
back-to-back
3 home runs on the
30-plus
season.
games in the Elite Eight or later since Larry Bird.
Ooh, Larry Legend.
1979.
Down,
Indiana State.
counts 1-1.
1-1 to Alonso and curveball outside.
Curveball outside, counts 2-1.
Bird and Magic begin.
That's right. When the Celtics won championship in '84, they asked Bird about that game, and he said, "Yeah, this championship was for Terry Hope." As only Larry could say.
Down and away, counts 3-1.
It's 3-1 to Alonso.
Big choice of pitches here for Bassett. 3-1, 2-run lead. Ooh, 24 more homers he needs
To pass Darryl.
Yes.
Alonso ripped 1 foul, full count.
He's got 229, 13 behind Wright, 23 behind Strawberry. One number in the rafters, the other to be there shortly. 3-2. Fly ball right
Fly
field.
ball, right field, playable.
Springer
Alonso's
coming
going to
toward
be
the
out.
line.
He's out.
Gets there to make the catch right before he reaches the foul line. Bassett retired 7 straight. He's got a 2-0 lead after 6.
Going to the 7th.
Anthony Santander leads off against
Santander on the mound.
Final
I
out
mean,
of the sixth.
At home plate, you know.
And
On the mound is Brosabon.
Change up down for ball.
Change up low, counts 1-0.
Santander is
Santander is 0 for 2, walks in the first.
Jays
Toronto's
7 hits, the
DH.
Mets no runs and 3 hits. We're now in the seventh.
Ball inside, almost hit him in the chicklets. That was a fastball, counts 2-0.
Brosabon picked up from the Marlins last summer. Struggled with his control during most of his tenure with the Mets last year.
Down again, counts 3-0.
And struggling with his control in this at bat behind 3-0 on Santander, who you know has the green light on 3-0. And with 44 bombs last year.
Strike. Fastball at 96, count 3-1.
Andres Jimenez on deck, and then Alejandro Kirk for the Jays in the seventh. Toronto won just 74 games last year, finished dead last in the AL East. That's up the middle. And
Up the middle, finds the whole man on first.
Jays have had a few of those tonight, ground balls that have found their way between infielders.
Well, the new Brosabon has been throwing his fastball even when he's behind in the count. Santander was ready for that 3-1 fastball, line drive up the middle.
So he's got his first hit in this series. The Jays have the leadoff man on the seventh. Andres Jimenez has been on base twice in this game with a single and a walk. See a lot of players in the field.
Jonathan, what's up?
Hand in their back pocket until just before the pitch.
Well, a lot of times they have those.
Metro, thanks for being. Oh, Metro, I gotta fucking. Metro, I gotta moderate you. Hold on.
I'm just wondering if it messes up your rhythm in terms of your pre-pitch preparation.
Well, you definitely should.
There you go,
time to
Metro.
Still do your little hop.
Thank you for rating.
before
I appreciate
The
it.
ball is delivered.
It's good to see you, John. 1-1 count here for Jimenez. Pop up.
Left field line.
Left field line. It might be playable. No, it's going into the stands.
And they watch it sail into the crowd.
1-2 count.
One thing about it, they should get used to playing in these conditions. It'll be a little bit warmer for the day game tomorrow, but then the 2 night games Monday and Tuesday is going to be
Metro, I moderated you,
And
so
then
you
next
can
road
drop
trip,
the
they're
link
gonna
to your
Minnesota
channel
for
and you
3
stream
games.
as many times as you want.
Happy that you
Every
two
time I
chose
stream.
Minnesota this year.
Sacramento should be lovely, though. This is not here.
Oh shit! Hit over right field.
Back goes Soto.
Soto at the wall, got the out. All right,
Step on the
cool.
warning track to make the catch.
At the warning
Given
track
Tony
there,
Mendez.
right field,
Back to
out.
first Santander, 1 out.
Thanks, you too. I'll pop into yours too, Metro.
Stroller bear.
Eventually.
Nice.
Like it
That's
is.
in deference to the
1 out and 1 on.
announcement by Haley Alonso earlier today that she and Peter expected their first child.
The difference to the child announcement, just LGM.
Thank you.
Oh, that's upstairs. Almost hit him in the face.
My question is,
Counts 1-0.
when Pete is a parent, will he still be winning
Kirk 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
against LGM?
Very good question.
Very nice. Stronger there. That's outstanding. Very creative. Kirk gets one
Eh.
out of third. Viento's backing off. Gets
Out
in
at second.
relay by
Out at first?
Scooped
No,
by Alonso,
he didn't keep
but
his
not
feet
in
on.
time. Viento's having to back off on that ball. Cost the Mets the chance.
Viento screwed that up.
And it looks like the Mets are going to challenge the call.
Mets are gonna
for
challenge.
base. Let's see.
His footwork there didn't allow him to get enough on the throw.
Hey, that got him.
He with a good pick.
Oh, they got him out.
He's amazing at his ability to make those picks leaving his feet. But it does appear as though the Mets are going to get the double play out of this.
Yeah, that's an out.
His foot was on the bag, and Kirk's foot appeared to be in the air when Pete took that throw from Beatty. Play and review presented by Citizens, making sense of the play. These are 2 for 2 on challenges this season, and they're already running off the field before the announcement.
This is always my favorite because when the teams run off the field, once they see it on replay.
So the Mets win the challenge, and that ends the inning, and they were properly heading for
All right, we're going to the 7th inning stretch.
Experience peace of mind for a lifetime with King Quality.
Can the Knicks compete against the top teams in the East? Here's the discussion on the latest putback with Ian Begley. Check it out now on SNY's.
Yeah, David, I feel you, man.
It's Kristen.
How long have I been streaming the Mets where it's like...
Best way to stay warm, isn't it?
Chris Bass has been hot all night. So 3 hits.
We
no
pitch
walks,
okay,
nine
but then we don't hit
strikeouts. He's
okay.
retired the last 7.
We hit okay, and then we don't
pitches as
pitch
we start
okay.
at the bottom of the 7th. And Nimmo rolls over one to second base. One pitch. And
Can't hit Nimmo out at first. Like
Keeps
this
on
little
rolling
shit
along.
right here. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Jamie Garcia, the right-hander, up in the throw.
Garcia, right-handed pitcher, warming up in the bullpen for the Blue
Not
Jays.
needed any assistance.
Jesse Winker coming up to that.
Though. Winker has a double and a triple tonight.
2 for 2, Winker.
Say
Double
he's
and a
got
triple.
The hardest parts of the cycle done. Only problem is
Ball counts 1 and out.
Double toward the right field corner in the second, and then hit one under Springer's glove for a triple. And he flies this one out to right field shallow.
Right field shallow.
Coming toward the line, toward that sidewall, and runs out of row.
Into the stands.
9 strikeouts for Chris Bassett.
1-1 count.
Evenly distributed the rest between the ground and the air.
It's been a clinic on how to get hitters out with an assortment of pitches and not over 95 velocity on your fastball.
Mark Vientos on deck.
Ball inside and low counts 2-1.
2 balls in the strike. All the hits against Bassett in this game have come from the left-handed batters. That was poked to the left side, charging as Bichette, throwing on a run.
And Bichette gets the out at first. Goodbye, Winker. 2 outs. This is just awful, man. Bassett with 90 pitches.
Retired by Bassett.
I think they're going to give him another batter. Why not?
Getting the lead.
Remember Gossman yesterday, who gave up that 2-run home run in the first? He had a a long streak of consecutive hitters retired.
Retired 14 in a row.
Bassett just makes this look easy right now.
He walked
Mark
Lindor
Vientos,
in the
0 for
sixth,
2,
and then
2
he took out
strikeouts,
again.
batting average 0.69.
Vientos has been up twice and struck out both times. When do
Down.
you start to get concerned
Counts
about
1-0.
Mark Vientos' start?
It's a great question. I think the stuff that we don't see at the ballpark or at these at-bats.
Hit. Oh my God, Vientos gets a hit.
0 for 17
He
straight.
was going for a 0 for 17 stretch, and he's on base.
No, I was just going to say.
Vientos is on base. He got a hit. He's on first.
The clubhouse.
Holy smokes.
The smile on his face.
Tying run coming up the bat.
That's what you look for.
We got a hit, and it was with Vientos, guys. Who would have thunk it?
The man's first single at Citi Field this year. And John Schneider on his
And we got a call to the bullpen for the Blue
92
Jays.
pitches.
After 92 pitches, that's it for Bassett. Commercial break. I'm going to switch over and see what's going on with the UFC.
Tries to get the head on the cage. Takes all the chances.
When you're trying to control someone, that's when you have the chest to chest. So you don't get that space. When you push through punches, and allow them to stay. I said, you can take it down pretty much whatever you want. So take some chances. And Valentin, launching his arm on there.
Oi! That dude just got slammed on his head and punched in his head.
He has the wrestling background, but he's missing the jiu-jitsu accolades to help people down. So because he's missing that jiu-jitsu, that pressure, we're seeing Valentin keep standing up. We're just seeing him out wrestling instead of using jiu-jitsu to hold him down. And that's why it looks like this. This is wrestling out here. This is wrestling out here. This is not jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, he's throwing the hooks, he's looking for the choke. And so that's why the style contrast so differently here. And why Valentin will keep standing up, because there's not a threat of pressure from the jiu-jitsu. He's also not punching, as we said, because he wants to hold him so he doesn't get away. If he starts punching, Valentin can stand up and create space. So it's a game where he gets stuck squeezing and holding because he's
These are two really big middleweight fighters here on ESPN.
Turn it into a jiu-jitsu battle, and then we can grapple with it. But if it's just pure wrestling, this is where Finney makes it because of that.
He grabbed the fence there.
You can use that, but Finney feels it, so it's, you can feel the submission coming, so you can defend it a little easier. So the reason why we're seeing Valentin go kind of Kamara is it's helping to stop the takedown offensive field.
Yeah, he's out grappling him clearly, but I don't think it's
All right, back to the Mets game.
4 games.
What happened? 2 outs, counts 0-2 for Brett Beatty.
And now in his 4th year.
Vientos on first. Beatty 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, keyed up in the 2nd and the 5th. Nothing else to report, other than the fact that he's 1 for 16 on the season.
That's one of the most of the season. So
He's going to get sent back
1
down.
for 16 to start the year.
Here's the 0-2.
Tying one at the plate in a 2-0 game. Vientos at first with 2 down.
Beatty rips one right field, and it drops. He's got a base hit.
To third. So
Vientos is going to third.
Vientos and Beatty consecutive base hits, and now the Mets.
All right.
Runs on
All right,
base.
the 2 guys that haven't been hitting just got a hit. Tying runs on base.
Good.
First and third with 2 outs. Next man up. Series.
He gets an 0-2 fastball right down the middle and didn't miss it. Trying to elevate it, but didn't get it.
Go ahead run is up at bat for our Mets.
Beatty got caught looking for 2 strikeouts. He wasn't going to get caught looking again.
Siri 0 for 2, foul out, strikeout, 1 for 14. Nothing else to report. He's teed up in the 5th.
Now facing Garcia with the time runs on.
That's down. Counts 1-0. Fastball from Garcia.
Siri has 1 hit in 4 career at bats.
Sanger on deck. He's 0 for 2.
Against Garcia. Hayden Sanger, the on deck batter.
Down. Counts 2-0.
And that sinker just missed. Yes, and that is called it low. 2-0.
Little
Brendan Little was up
staying loose in the bullpen for the Blue
Jays.
Jays.
With 1 more, so he would be ready for Lindor.
Counts 2-0.
2-0.
Ball inside. Counts 3-0. Fastball missed from Garcia. Garcia with a look of concern on his face.
Hayden Sanger is on deck. I don't know if Luis Torrens is available, so that would dictate whether Sanger would bat or not.
I let him swing with his home run power.
And he takes an high ball 4.
They said that was a ball. Bases loaded. Knuckle up time, Mets fans. Knuckle up. Garcia laughing at that call. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Pinch hitter is going to be Starling Marte for Sanger.
Torrens was a late scratch tonight with a contusion on his forearm. And I don't know if that informed the way that Garcia pitched to Siri, but
well, he made a mistake because now he's going to face Marte.
Everybody to the mound.
Maybe it's happened now. Torrens is
Marte taking a couple of swings, trying to stay loose here. Mets have bases loaded, 2 outs. Marte's the PH.
Well, the Mets badly in need of 1 big hit in this game. They're 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Marte is 1 for 2 in his career against Jimmy Garcia.
Marte has 2 grand slams in his career.
With the bases loaded. So the Mets, after being stymied for most of the night by Chris Bassett, trying to rally against the Jays.
I'm not going to get too excited because
Garcia's
it's the Mets. They always break my heart.
2-pitch and then a 4-pitch walk.
Vientos third, Beatty second. Siri first.
Beatty and Siri the base runners. Mets down 2-0.
There we go. Starling Marte's first appearance in this game. Looks at a strike.
Nothing at 1.
Counts 0-1. What do you think, David?
Marte.
What do you guys think? Here's the 0-1.
And he swings and misses at a breaking ball.
Breaking ball. Here's the 0-2.
Was moving in behind Siri at first base, and Kurt faked the throw. 0-2 now to Marte. Beatty got a base hit on another 2 pitch. Now Marte working from behind. Two coming.
Sloppy hit, and he's out at first. God damn. That's a waste. That's a waste. Going to the 8th. Let's go see what's with the UFC here.
A big mistake. Instead of a knee blows my mind in that situation. To jump into the air in that situation is a big mistake as well. Rough choices, rough decisions in these moments.
Well, he's likely on his way to improving his record to 11-0 like we spoke of. This is why Dana White was critical of his first 2 victories. So there's a lot of grappling. There's some standout skills there. But to your point, Don, if you're going to get the UFC as a one-trick pony, then you're really not set up for long-term success. Just quite yet.
I don't want to take away from the success of this great
2-0 Blue Jays headed to the top of the 8th. I'm just watching some UFC on ESPN in the meantime.
Get through this fight and back into the big parts of the division. These guys have been plans for Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying. The division is dangerous.
Our team hoping to stay dangerous if we can escape. But know where he's best in space.
Yeah, it's.
Stop.
So he's missing the
These two middleweights look like they're
Not
exhausted. Not for nothing.
The problem is I finished 30 seconds away from being 11-0, undefeated, a monster of an athlete, is a physical specimen. People are not going to want to see you fight if you're in form like this. I'm just being brutally honest. They're not going to want to see you fight. She needs to provide not excitement, but you're always trying to finish the fight. It isn't the ultimate pushing up against the French championship. And that's essentially what he's doing. He's not going to.
All right, back to the match.
Luis Torrens comes in to catch.
Torrens comes in at catcher. Brazoban back on the mound, throws a fastball for a strike.
Strike to George Springer.
Counts on one. That Springer up at bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day.
Good to go after being scratched from the starting lineup tonight with a bruised forearm.
Torrens has a bruised forearm. That's a strike. Change up from Brazoban. Counts 0 and 2.
The third got a big double play to get out of trouble in the seventh. Trying to keep it close after the Mets failed to cash in on a 2-out opportunity in the seventh. And Springer goes down swinging on 3 pitches. First strikeout.
And he's K'd up. Goodbye, Springer. 1 out.
1 out of nobody else. Checking what's coming up on Infinity Postgame Live with Gary Apple and Todd Zeal. Gentlemen.
All right, Gary, thank you so very much. Coming up on the postgame show, go take a look at why the Mets bats have been so quiet tonight.
A lot of it had to do with Chris Bassett tonight. He's really got it out for the Mets and very, very effective tonight with his 9 Ks.
All right, see you guys on the postgame show, Gary.
We look forward to that. You know, it's probably only a degree or 2 warmer in that studio than it is in the Walmart tonight. Because I learned the hard way last October. Gary Apple lights that studio frigid.
Yeah, he doesn't want to sweat. I get it. Because under those lights.
Counts 1 and 1 for Wagner.
He belongs in the Arctic climate.
Swing and a miss. Counts 1 and 2.
It's 1 and 2 Will Wagner.
Gary, I've seen too many Albert Brooks broadcast news movies.
1-2 count.
That's right, was a little over the top.
2-2 count. That fastball missed. I can't believe we didn't get a single run in that last inning.
That's how you stay warm. That's a Gamecocks fan. Gamecocks and UConn in the championship
Pop up.
of the women's tournament.
Foul. Keep it at 2-2.
How about Paige Beckers? How good is she?
She's so good. And one more to go. But that I ended up watching the South Carolina game. They're good.
Yeah.
And deep.
Wagner's over 2 in a walk tonight.
Foul. Keep it at 2-2.
So the Rangers came back after DeGrom gave up a 4-run lead. Ryan Langford hit a 2-run home at the bottom of the 7th. They beat Tampa Bay 6-4. Marlins look like they're going to beat the Braves tonight. They're up 4-0 in the ninth.
Hit.
Down toward first. Nice diving.
Alonso. Pitcher. Cover. Out. Brazoban.
Alonso for the second out.
Covered first. Good job, dude. 2 outs.
They're proud.
Well, earlier, a ball just eluded Pete. This one he caught in the heel, but secured it and made the accurate throw to Brazoban.
His throws have been a revelation early this season.
Been more assertive with them. He's leading the pitcher to the bag.
He's throwing hard when he has to. He's throwing softer when he has to. He's just been much more on point.
He's got a nice feel for a big win.
Nobody on. Here's Miles Straw. And he pops one up into shallow right. On comes Soto.
Shallow right.
Calls off base.
Soto. Out.
Retired.
Side retired. We're going to bottom of the 8th.
Let's come up at the bottom.
2-0.
Down 2-0.
Blue Jays. Commercial break. What have he done?
The Keepsake Frames app makes it ridiculously easy to frame.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
Come on with me.
Bitch, please, I don't know where to cheat.
Now, Jonathan, what are you? Is that my bathing suit? Has to play.
Shut me in my foot.
Yeah, where is this baseball at? That's a good point. I don't know what I did with it. Got it. I got it.
Start the new year right without them. Get 2 unlimited mobile lines for only $45.
Got the fake. Good luck for rolling.
It's no brainer.
Rolling.
Save up to $920 a year. Defy expectations and see no overpriced mobile service and yet Optimum Mobile. Sign up today. Opt in to Optimum Mobile now. You get 2 lines for only $45 a month. Call 877-6-OPTIMUM. Visit optimum.com/mobile or a store near you.
We're having a good time right now. Two of the best in the game facing off there. He really stepped up and he was at his best in those moments.
Top of the batting order coming up for the Mets.
Lindor leads off, bottom of the 8th.
That's been held in check tonight. Defensive move for the Jays. Ernie Clement comes in to play third base.
Clement's going to play third. Brendan Little on the mound for the Blue Jays. 4 games this season. ERA 2.25. 4 innings, 3 hits, 0 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run
You
allowed.
see a lot of sinkers from Little. That's a
Yes.
green ball rate, sinker slugger.
So Lindor turns around to bat right-handed for the first time tonight. So we have 3 right-handed at bats so far.
Ball
this
inside
season.
and low, counts 1-0.
He takes a sinker down for ball 1.
Lindor 1 for 3 with a double.
Soto and Alonso.
Had the double in the first, but not much.
Lefty because they want a left-hander
Those
against
two
Soto.
report.
But it means you get Lindor as a right-hand batter, which is his better side, and you get Alonso against the lefty. I mean, they
Down.
tried yesterday with the other.
Looked like a low
left-handed
fastball from Little, counts
Mason
2-0.
Hardy, and he gave up doubles to both left-hand hitters he faced. So John Schneider trying a different route with a different lefty. And he falls behind on
Down,
Lindor,
count
3-0.
3-0. Low
Soto and
fastball.
Alonso to follow.
Yeah, he's got a nasty sinker, but you got to throw it for strikes.
Juan Soto on deck. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Last year, averaged 3.7 walks per 9 innings over his 49 appearances for the Jays.
Down, he walked him. Tying run coming up to bat. It's Juan Soto.
Tying run to bat with Soto.
Come on, Mets.
This is where the job that Huascar Braziban really comes into play. The fact that he was able to hold the Jays off the board for 7 outs and giving the Mets a chance now with their big boppers up in the 8th. Soto's gone 0 for 3 tonight. Flat out, struck out, grounded out. Tying run at the plate. And he takes it down. That's 5 straight out.
Down, 5 straight balls. Counts 1-0.
You got to make him throw a strike before you even offer it. Even the great Soto.
Soto had reached base in each of the first 7 games for New York.
Down.
On base for the
Down
first
2-0.
time tonight, and Little misses again with the sinker, and it's 2-0.
But each successive ball plate gets smaller, it gets almost non-existent as the pitching coach comes out.
Dean Walker out to talk to his pitcher. Side-arming right-hander Nick Sandlin is up at the bullpen, but remember, with the 3 you got Soto at the plate. Alonso's got to face the lefty, and then you got 2 left-hand hitters with Nimmo and Waker.
Diaz and Stanek
So it really
warming up in our bullpen. Counts 2-0 for Soto.
Just if Little just disintegrates here and cannot throw a strike,
Soto's sitting pretty with a 2-0 count. Dean Walker, the well-regarded pitching coach of the Jays, who began his career as a Met.
I didn't know that.
Came out of UConn. He was a first-round draft pick. 2-0 to Soto. Lindor at first and nobody out. And he Checks the swing, takes Cutter for a strike.
Cutter's a strike, counts 2-1.
So we're discussing it with Emil Jimenez. This was Juan Soto pin night. Trying to put a pin in the Blue Jays. And knee-high sinker for a strike. And now it's 2-2.
They said that's a strike. It was close. Counts 2-2.
After the visit from the pitching coach, finding the range with the last two. To get even on Soto with Alonso looming on deck.
Come on, Soto.
And Soto
Ripped one. Finds the hole. And we got 2 on. Lindor to second. Didn't get a whole lot, but got enough. Soto's on first. Lindor on second. Tying runs on base with nobody out. Here comes Alonso. Alonso. Please.
It still produces a hit.
So the Mets get yet another opportunity with a runner in scoring position.
The ball was a sinker and it ran in onto his hands, but still strong enough. And his teammates marvel at how strong he is to muscle that to center.
That's an 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Alonso, with the tying runs on base, stands in with nobody out. And takes a fastball at the letters for a strike, 0-1.
Strike, counts 0-1 for Alonso.
He was struck out twice and flied out. 3
Alonso 0 for 3
4 games.
on the day.
Would send this place into
Counts 0-1. Why did he fucking swing at that? Counts 0-2.
All those sinkers. Little unleashes his knuckle curve, and now he's a hit on Alonso 0-2. Right, and Nimmo, the on-deck batter. Lindor at second, Soto at first. Nobody out.
Ball outside and low. Counts 1-0.
Six outside, 1-2.
1-2. What am I saying? 1-2.
He's trying to stay away from the sinker maybe with Pete. Remember, Pete's strength is down.
He's been handling the ball away and hitting it hard to right field. Lindor dancing off second, drawing Little's attention. Brandon Little, first-round draft pick by the Cubs, pitched only 1 game for Chicago.
Counts 1-2.
With Toronto last year. 1-2 coming.
In the dirt.
Curveball, now it's 2-2.
Counts 2-2.
So you throw a really good curve.
Jesus Christ, come on, Mets. They're practically handing you the ball game.
He has not gotten Alonso to chase the last 2 out of the strike zone.
And have to raise his sights a little. He doesn't want to go to 3-2. This might be the pitch for Pete to handle.
2-2 coming.
Pete goes down swinging. Curveball got him. 1 out.
So Alonso was struck out for
Damn.
the 3rd time tonight. 1 away, and now Brandon Nimmo.
Brandon Nimmo time.
No knowledge of a pitcher doing nasty stuff. This is the result.
So Little, after giving up a walk and a single, strikes out Alonso, and now will face Nimmo, who's 0 for 3 tonight.
Nimmo is 0 for 3 on the night.
Left-hander last night.
Down.
Sinker.
Sinker. Counts 1-0. 0 for 3. 2 groundouts and a flyout for Nimmo. He's got 2 home runs on the season, 4 RBIs.
Jimmy Garcia, 3rd of an inning, gave up a hit and a walk, but got out of the bases loaded jam. And now Brendan Little trying to work out of his own jam. Nimmo cracks one to center field, chasing Straw back. And Straw makes the catch, tagging second Lindor. He'll go over to 3rd.
Out. Center field. Nimmo tag. Lindor tagged and went.
Maybe that flies over Straw's head, but not on this night.
Straw was playing awfully
So men on first and third with 2 outs.
His great defensive abilities.
Who's up?
So now 2 out runners at the corners. Jesse
Winker.
is due up, and he's going back for himself against the lefty. They have Tyrone Taylor and Luis Angel Acuna as right-hand batters.
Winker, DH, 2 for 3. Double and a triple. No home runs on the season, 2 RBIs. They were saying, oh, they had Tyrone Taylor and Acuna, but no, let Winker. That he's pretty hot. Yeah, Winker is red hot. You just said it. Fallon back, fastball. Or was that sinker? Counts 0-1.
Wonder if that at bat off the bench from Marte, which wasn't great, coming off the bench cold, sways the decision of a manager and says, hey, let me stay with the guy that's in the game, warm, hitting well.
Winker has not afforded all that many opportunities to face lefties, but he hangs in there pretty well against them. Lindor at third, led off the inning with a walk. Soto at first, he's single. 2 out. 8th inning, 2-0 Toronto. And Winker tried to hold the swing on the curveball in the dirt, and he stopped it in time.
They say he stopped it in time, the swing. It's a ball. Counts 1-1 for Winker. What?
And the third base umpire, Gabe Morales, said no swing.
Toronto bench thought he went. Did he go? Could have called it.
All right, counts 1-1.
One rule for which there is no guideline in the ball. Sorry. That may change one of these days.
Yeah, full interpretation, maybe with ABS.
Well, they're starting to use the technology to try and define what is and is not a check swing. It's something that's in the works for future years.
I've asked many umpires, they tell me the same thing, all of them. Did he offer at the pitch? That's how they try to go about it, but it's so subjective.
Right. Just ask Wilmer Flores.
Oh, my goodness.
Second at bat of the season for Winker against the left-hander. One from Lennell. And he swings and misses at the curveball.
Damn, swing and a miss. Curveball. Counts 1-2.
Jesse has 14 career home runs against left-handed pitching. Brandon Little got himself into this mess. Now he's a pitch away from getting himself out of it. And Winker drives.
Oh my God! Did he get it?
Springer to the warning track, and
He dropped it.
it bounces away.
Go, go, go! This is gonna tie the game. Go, go, go! Winker's gonna go. He's gonna go. This should be the lead.
Jesse Winker is tied the game.
Tied. It's tied. It's tied. It's tied. Winker only got the third. That's fine though. Winker tied it. Winker tied it 2 apiece. Winker's on third.
What a night for Jesse Winker.
Winker's on third. He tied it. He brought 2 home. I thought he was going to go home too, but he had to stop at third.
He chased that ball and it bounced away from him. He was able to.
Oh, that dude's hurt. George is hurt. I feel bad. He's in a lot of pain. Did somebody just throw water on him?
Jesse Winker had not had a triple since 2021. He's now got 2 tonight.
What happened? What, he crashed into the fence?
Winker thought he got him.
I thought Winker had a home run here. It was close. Oh, he ran face first into the fence.
Almost like he banged his knee up against the fence, trying to make a miraculous catch. Face plant as well. But by the time he got to it,
I don't like how there were Mets fans there laughing at him that he got hurt. I don't like that. Don't be vindictive and vengeful like that.
Presence of mind to pick that ball up. Otherwise, Winker might circle the bases and the Mets might have the lead.
Did Winker just say, I'm the shot in the arm? I'm the shot in the arm. He is. He is the shot in the arm the Mets needed. Calls to the bullpen for Blue Jays. I hope George is all right, even though he's on the other team. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, nor do I want my fan base to make fun of a player on the other team for getting hurt. Like, he didn't make the play. Celebrate that. Don't fucking laugh at the dude for fucking getting hurt. He ran face first into the fence. If that was your brother or your dad or your uncle or whatever, you wouldn't be fucking laughing about it if he's in pain. And hurt like that. Nick Sandlin on the mound for the Blue Jays. Mark Vientos up at bat. He's 1 for 3. Had a single in the 7th. 1 RBI on the season. No RBI here would give us the lead. They put Diaz on the mound in the 9th.
Snapped it 0 for 17 with a base hit his last time up. And takes the first
Not even close. Slider outside, counts 1-0.
Of course, with the Guardians last year, but career high in just about any category.
He was part of that great Cleveland bullpen last year. Waker at third with 2 down. Mets have tied it here in the 8th.
Strike down the middle.
Slider in for a strike to Vientos, 1-1. Mark got a base hit to left center his last time up after striking out in his first 2 at-bats. And Edwin Diaz on call in the Mets bullpen, with the Mets having tied the game here in the 8th. 1-1 to Vientos.
1-1 for Vientos. Make it 1-2.
Strike zone, that's 1-2. So then we'll throw that slider almost half the time. So 3 in a row to Vientos. See if he tries to surprise.
We're going to have another extra inning game tonight. Vientos, I think, going to call timeout.
You have to protect against that sinking fastball in on your hands, but Sandlin doesn't throw that pitch. Mostly sliders, occasional four-seamer, and a splitter.
1-2 coming.
Outside, counts 2-2.
2-2. By the way, Jesse Winker hadn't had a triple in 4 years. He has 2 triples tonight. Last year, Lindor had 2 triples in a game. Nimmo had 2 triples in a game. Before that, nobody had done it since Ahmed Rosario in 2018. Winker not the most likely candidate. And Vientos goes down swinging.
Vientos went down swinging.
The inning is over, but
well, now we got to play for the 9th. Diaz is going to go on the mound. Now we got to play for bottom of the 9th.
And it's time to bring the heat with Fanatic Sportsbook. Earn up to 10% fan cash on your bets. New customers get up to $300 in bonus bets across your first 3.
Created the mantra JVS Strong to bring awareness to Ewing sarcoma and support their son during treatment.
It would be 10 months of chemotherapy, and we would also have either surgery or radiation.
During his treatment, Jack B. Sawyer's story made its way to Ohio State's Jack Sawyer.
When I heard about our incident, I have to do something. To brighten his day.
He sent my son sign a poster and a letter waiting to touch my son. On January 20th, 2023, they called and said he was in remission. We rang the bell and we had so much hope.
In February 2023, Jack went back to high school, but by that spring, his cancer had returned.
We met with our care team, and Jack started to cry. And they asked him why he was crying. He looked him in the eye and said, "I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid of leaving my parents because I'm in the world."
As the 2023 Buckeye season got underway, Jack B. Sawyer's condition worsened. In October, he got a FaceTime from the other Jack.
He was really sick. He got the strength to get up and talk to me for a couple minutes.
He wanted to take time out of his schedule to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you, and I want you to be strong and keep the fight going."
It gets me emotional thinking about it because we are from the same state. He's got the same name as me, and knowing that definitely made our connection more special.
Wow, this is a moving
Jack did something
thing
to show
here.
his support for his friend.
I was sitting there in the locker room before the game and thinking about him.
On ESPN.
I decided to write JBS Strong, my wrist tape, just putting him on my arm with me and carrying the strength that he had.
My Jack could really stand at the time, wearing his Sawyer 33 jersey in front of the TV, watching.
Wow. All right, let's get back to the game.
This so far.
Counts 1-1. Diaz on the mound pitching to Roden. Roden is 2 for 2.
16 minor league home runs last year. He's got to hit his
Logan,
first
enough already.
And he checks his swing on the slider, but he went around, and it's 1-2.
Roden went around. Counts 1-2.
Great working relief by Juan Scott Brazoban. 2 1/3 innings, no runs, 1 hit. Stranded an inherited runner in the 6th. Worked his way through the 7th and 8th to give the Mets a chance to tie it, and now Diaz trying to keep it that way, going to the bottom of the 9th. Toronto 2 runs, 8 hits. The Mets 2 runs, 7 hits. And Roden takes a fastball.
And he's out. Fastball. Diaz got him. 1 away.
After throwing the back foot slider for the second strike, he throws it with a fastball at 98.
A beautiful choice of pitches. Roden had to be looking for the slider again, and he got the express.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now the dangerous Bo Bichette, who's already got a single and a double. He's driven on a run tonight. And Bichette takes fastball inside for ball 1. Not much history between Diaz and any of these Jays, as Jeff Hoffman is up in the Toronto bullpen. The only guy who's really faced much is Springer, but Springer is now out of the game. Diaz behind on Bichette, 2-0. And he blows a fastball by him on the inner half. 2-1.
Well, we saw Bichette handle an inside fastball earlier, but not 95 plus.
Went a little too far inside. And he punches one to right field for a base hit.
That's a base hit for Bo.
Hit of the night.
I think that's his 3rd hit of the night, they said? 1 on, 1 out.
Coming up.
Beware of
You missed a crazy comeback.
leaders.
It's out of the game.
For the night prior.
Morales, that's what you missed.
Trice has led the American League in base hits. He's now got a dozen already this year in 9 games. And now
Guerrero up at bat. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI single.
Lined out to center field in
In
the
the
6th.
5th,
1
I
for
think.
4 on the night. And the slider misses for ball 1. Diaz
Ball counts
is very
1-0.
vulnerable to the stolen base, but this is not a big base-stealing team. Bichette has attempted one and been caught as Diaz disengages.
Diaz has to be careful with his slider here against Guerrero. That is the pitch he's on right now.
So that's 2 disengagements by Diaz. Either one of them a credible threat, and now that gives Bichette a little bit of an advantage. See if he lengthens his lead.
Counts 1-0 for
Maybe half
Guerrero.
a step, maybe two.
Counts
And the fastball
2-0.
inside to Guerrero after the second straight hitter. Diaz falls behind 2-0. Last year, Diaz gave up 22 steals and 23 tries. Torrens threw out a base stealer with Diaz on the mound on Wednesday. Gunned down Griffin Conine. Slider hit back.
Sloppy hit, and Diaz dropped it.
And everybody's going to be safe.
Men on first and second.
Diaz unable to make the backhand play, and Guerrero's got an infield hit.
It was one of those up here in the booth, just thinking, Diaz, just let it go. And Lindor would have made a play on it, but he got enough leather on it to slow it down into an area where no one can make a play.
Now the ball was hit so slowly, I'm not sure.
Torrens to the mound.
Guerrero was jammed so bad he never got out of the box.
So the go-ahead run now at second. Anthony Santander coming up. Meeting at the mound before Diaz faces him. Santander
1 for 3, walking a single in the seventh. He's their DH, 1 RBI on the season.
Santander's only had 1 career at bat against Diaz, and that was a strikeout. So Edwin, who had to work around trouble in his last outing, has found trouble here at the top of the ninth tonight. Trying to get that mound to his liking. Sugar shoes. Bichette at second, Guerrero at first with 1 out. And Santander takes a fastball in the inner half, 0-1.
Counts on 1.
You feel like there's very little threat on a base hit to throw the runner out of home just because of the field conditions.
Kenny crowds Santander.
Strike, counts 1-1.
Ball and strike.
Torrens wasn't sure he had that
Green ball counts 1-1. I'm tired.
One and one.
Swing and a miss. Counts 1-2. Dropped into a knee.
Down to a knee. 1-2.
Trying to hit a 3-run homer. Came up empty.
Found that bitch. Well, he set up the young hitter with that slider and then struck him out with a fastball in the inner corner. Can he do the same against Santander?
Check swing foul. Counts 1-2, I think.
Fouled it off.
River Santander's hit.
Yeah, foul on the first base side.
Great fastball hitter.
The only hit Rossbot gave up. Santander, 44 home runs last year. No home runs and 1 RBI through his first 33 at-bats as a J. He's looking for his first signature moment with his new team. One-two coming from Diaz. And he punches one.
Popped up, foul and back.
Great crowd tonight, especially considering the weather conditions. 37,000 paid, and most of them showed up. Santander
Got him, struck him out.
Diaz blows a fastball by Santander, 2 men down.
Big question in spring training. Where was the 97 to 100 for Diaz? Well, there's 97 right there up in the zone for the strikeout.
So 2 on and 2 on, and it's left to Andres Jimenez, who has singled and walked tonight, 1 for 3. And that one sails away from Diaz. Ball 1.
Ball counts 1-0.
Torrens did well to lunge and grab that before it went to the backstop. Jimenez goes
Strike, counts 1-1. Look at slider there.
To first by Torrens as Alonso was trying to run in behind Guerrero, but he was wise to it.
Yeah, no time to throw the ball around the infield.
He's got that back foot slider working awfully well in this inning. 1-1 to Jimenez. And he
Foul, counts 1-2.
Offside. And now Diaz ahead 1-2. Two on, 2 out. 1-2 coming.
Foul. 99-mile-per-hour fastball.
99 from Diaz, trying to put the inning to bed. But Jimenez equal to it, and we'll do it again. Jeff Hoffman, the Toronto closer, getting busy in their bullpen. 22nd pitch of the inning for Diaz. Up and away.
Up and away. Counts
2-2.
2-2.
Strikes. Two out, 2 on, 2-2 to Jimenez. And it goes to the backstop, and the runners will move up.
And backstop, wild pitch. Runners move up to second and third. Come on. Full count.
Jimenez. Trying to overthrow it. Held that slider too long. Don't know how it missed the batter.
It was a 94-mile-an-hour slider, so clearly just trying to do too much with it. So now the go-ahead run is at third. 3-2 to Jimenez. Alejandro Kirk would be next.
Struck him out. Thank God.
Slider.
Back foot slider. We're going to the bottom of the ninth. Beatty, Siri, Torrance due up.
Advance 3. And that'll get the Mets to bat at the bottom of the ninth in a tie game. That back foot
All
slider.
right, commercial break. I'll be right back, guys.
Then he got him in it.
It's one of my best ideas.
ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. Sign up today and receive $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
For over 25 years, Lovesac has been rewriting the rules of comfort. It's okay to change your style. Get messy. Get immersed. Lovesac, you make the rules.
At Monster Energy AMA Super Bronze, experience the world's elite wire. This is the best racing I've ever seen. Be part of the action at MetLife Stadium April 19th. Get your tickets now at supercrosslive.com. An SMX World Championship Series event.
This spring, we're not horsing around. Get ready for a spring road trip.
Your spring road trip is closer than you think. Thanks to News 12's road trip close to home. Every Thursday, News 12 spotlights great places for a family getaway.
We've got something for everyone.
Every Thursday at 7 and 9:30 p.m. only on News 12. Brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive a Hyundai you always wanted. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
Here is your tail of the tape. 4 Branch of Arts. Take on Gerald Burchard in the middleweight bout. Couple of hard veterans. 10 years old, standing 6'1". Slight discrepancy in reach. We highlighted that in the with Gerald Burchard. Branch of Arts.
Starting MSRP under $30,000.
The New York 8-1-1 digging deep moment of the game. Jesse Winker got a breaking ball and hit it off the fence in right field for his second triple and his third extra base hit of the ninth.
I guess George Springer ended up being okay.
The time the game in the eighth. Last year, the Mets didn't have their second triple of the season until May 31st. And Winker's got 2 triples in this game. Coming up tonight after the post-game show, we'll get to all the Final Four action. Knicks, Rangers, Devils, UConn. Last of the ninth, Mets looking for their first walk-off win of the year. Nick Sadler, who got the last out of the eighth, stays undefeated.
Brett Beatty up at bat, 1 for 3. Ooh, that was your pitch. Why didn't you swing at that? Counts 0-1. Beatty had a single in the 7th. Nothing else to report other than he's 2 for 17.
17 at-bats this year.
I don't know, David. Foul counts 0-2. I got a funny feeling we're going to be going extra innings, to be honest with you.
6 2/3 by their old mate Chris Bassett belted the no runs and 4 hits. But this Toronto bullpen that was very vulnerable last year has appeared to be just the same here early in this season. And trying to get to the bullpen at the bottom of the ninth for a win.
Ball outside counts 1-2.
This is 1-2. Jose Siri on deck, and then Luis Torrens, lower third of the order for the Mets in the ninth. If anybody gets on, then Lindor. 1-2 from Sandlin.
Ball outside counts 2-2.
2-2.
Sandlin was used a lot by the Guardians last year. It started in
Yeah, I like that prediction.
Usually not the up down to go back out.
I like that prediction, babe. Ball, full count.
This with a splitter, and the count was full. Bailey trying to get on base any way he can. You'd love if Torrens comes up that he doesn't have to swing the bat if his arm is bothering him. He answered the bunt if it's the right situation. Bailey hits one foul with Reagan on his hands.
Keep the count full for Beatty.
You chant, let's go Mets, and clap your hands together. Keeps you warm. 44 degrees right now. 3-2 coming from Sandlin to Beatty. And he tops one on the right side.
The second to first out.
One out.
By Beatty. Some fans there sound like they're booing him.
Using that splitter to get Beatty on the ground ball. One out and nobody on, and now Jose Siri.
Jose Siri. 0 for 2 and a walk. Walked in the 7th. 1 for 14.
2 seasons.
One
That's to use a long ball to a ride home.
Just on the outside with that fastball counts 1-0.
Pitch walk his last time up. He didn't get many of those. Generally a very aggressive hitter.
Outside again, counts 2-0.
Nick Sandlin, and he hit a home run. And Sandlin keeping the ball away from him. 2-0 with Torrens on deck. Siri takes
Strike.
a slider for a strike.
Slider counts 2-1.
Sandlin, 4 years in Cleveland. Trying to get this game to extra innings for the Jays.
Ball inside counts 3-1.
I think he'll do the same thing that he did on the 2-0 count to get to 2-1. Be a slider, probably come with the same pitch.
3-1 to Jose Siri. And
He
that's
walked him.
inside, ball 4. And the Mets have the potential winning run aboard.
Winning run on base.
Siri.
Who's calling up?
So now
Torrens?
the question is, how able is Luis Torrens to swing the bat? He was a late scratch tonight because
Torrens is going to come in and bat.
Got hit on that forearm last night. Came in late in this game after Hayden Sanger was lifted for a pinch hitter.
He might only be able to bunt.
And Torrens set to swing the bat. Started yesterday, went 0 for 3. Siri a big lead, and he draws a throw.
Well, usually the guys that throw sidearm are slower to the plate. Think about him on Vino and others. So maybe Siri to make it a moot point and steal this bat.
It's got a big lead, does not go, and it goes to
Wild pitch!
But that'll get Siri down to second.
And Siri down to
So
second
Sandlin
base.
throws the wild pitch, and now the winning run is in scoring position.
All right,
with 1
come
out.
on, guys. Siri on second after that wild pitch. Only 1 out.
Sandlin not as sharp in this inning after having to sit and come back out as
Come
he
on,
was
Torrens.
when he first came in.
Now the question is, would Siri think
Siri is
about trying to
very
steal
fast.
third? With one out. 1-0 to Torrens. Lindor on deck.
Torrens swing and a miss.
Slider there gets a swing and strike.
Counts 1-1. You can tell he doesn't really want to
He's
swing.
in Houston, that certainly is daring on the bases.
Scored a run that nobody expected.
He's trying.
Like ground ball to first base. I think you don't try and steal here. Pick off try. He's back easily. I think you need to get Lindor a turn it back.
You want 2 shots at him. That's what you want here.
Torrens has already had some big hits for the Mets this year.
Francisco Lindor on deck. He's 1 for 3.
2 doubles and a home run.
Yes, Michael. Let's get this game over. I am tired.
With Jimenez holding Siri close to second base. Big hole on the right side for Torrens.
He likes to go that way. 1-1 coming from Sandlin.
Down.
Slider out
Counts
of the
2-1.
That's 2-1.
How many pitches does Sandlin have now? 20.
These Mets getting their first look at Nick Sandlin. That's thrown 20 pitches over 2 innings. 2-1 to Torrens.
Ball outside. Counts 3-1.
Lindor on deck, Soto behind him. This is the guy Sandlin wants to get out. So Torrens want to get a pitch to hit here. Siri at second.
Here's the 3-1.
3-1 coming.
There it goes. Left field. And Siri's held on third. Torrens on first. Only 1 out. Lindor coming up to bat. Don't hit it into a double play. Siri on third. Torrens on first. Only 1 out. And Lindor's coming up to bat.
So you have to be a little more conservative, which stops him from scoring.
Josh Snyder's going to take the ball from Nick Sandlin.
And they're changing the fucking pitcher. Damn it. Hoffman is coming in. Damn, man. Dang it. Damn. Call to the bullpen. My reaction is the same as yours, David. They never do, David. They never want to see Hoffman is tough, yeah. But we just need a base hit to win the game.
Front kick to the face.
I'm watching the UFC fights on ESPN. These are been some interesting fights.
Switch up the strikes and then the setup might become easier for your side. Now I'll give Bearshaw a lot of credit because he's trying. He's going forward. Round it again as he engaged in the clinch.
These are 2 really big middleweights.
So that's why in this situation here, this is crucial to get to count. This thing's a little bit more weapons. If you're a little slow on the speed, mix up the weapons a little bit, make it a little bit more creative. Because he's got a real mission, a real nice takedown to that left side of the hip of his opponents. To that lead.
See if the Mets game's out of commercial yet.
Yep.
All right.
The infield will be in as well because they can't.
Hoffman on the mound. Francisco Lindor, career versus Jeff Hoffman, 0 for 4 with 3 Ks.
Lindor with a double and a walk tonight. Siri the winning run at third. Torrens at first, 1 out.
There it goes. That's the game. Go, go, go. That's the game. Mets walk it off.
Lindor wastes no time, jumps on a first pitch, breaking ball and lines a sacrifice.
What did John Morant do? This? Bang! Bang! Mets win. Sack fly, Lindor. Not even a sack fly, right? Or was it a sack fly? I already forgot. Doesn't matter. Mets win. Series scored.
Really slumbering all game with the offense. But the key move really was
John Morant.
Mendoza decided to stay with Jesse Winker, who had a couple of hits in the game against the left-hander Little. He comes through with a triple to tie the game. That gets them.
Hell yeah, Mets. Why is everybody throwing their drinks on the field?
With 2 1/3 scoreless innings, as you watch Lindor.
Why are drinks being thrown onto the field? Yeah, that was a sack fly. And look at Siri with the Jets. All the way from third. Watch this. Wow.
Well, the Mets were stymied for most of the night by their old man.
Well, we got it done, boys. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to stream Monday.
His first triples in 4 years. The second one drove in the tying runs.
Yeah, amen, David, amen.
After Siri drew a little.
There's the link in the description for my PayPal if you can help your boy out with his stuff. Appreciate it. And
you can win $1 million if the Mets win.
I'm going to go to bed.
100 wins this season.
What was the time of game? 3 hours and 11 minutes. Mets are going to go to 5-3 on the season. Look at this. Jesse Winker, 3 for 4, 1 double, 2 triples, and 2 RBIs. Francisco Lindor gets his 7th career walk-off RBI. He'll do an interview. And I go to bed. So if I don't see you tomorrow for the Mets game, I will certainly see you Monday and Tuesday. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. And let's fucking go Mets. Let's fucking go Mets. Bye.
We're going to talk to him after the game. We'll see how he times things off.